Wow.
Shut up, analysts.
Were you just sitting there, like
Nope.
fully ready to the channel until the second it turned over?
Nope. I was watching TikToks and snuggling Flynn on the couch, and I saw it said 8:59. I said, "Okay, babe, I gotta go," and I gave her a smooch, and I walked over here. I joined the Discord. I unmuted, and you said, "Wow."
Sounds fabricated to me.
That sounds fabricated.
That's what I do every time. That's why
I have a hidden camera in your office, and I actually saw you there eating those hot wings, just looking at Discord with your mouse over the connect button. Just waiting, and then
you know what's funny is you are so close. I was eating lemon pepper in the front room.
Oh my god.
Babe, can you verify that exactly 60 seconds ago I was like, okay, I gotta go, and I gave you a smooch, and I came over here?
That's true. We were watching TikToks together.
Did he sprint?
And then you left me.
He asks if I sprinted. No, I got up very casually.
No, yeah, you just got up normally.
Oh man.
Don't listen.
All right. So you have.
They're
an
colluding.
alibi.
They're colluding. They're colluding. You're getting kicked away at the Warrior now for colluding.
Yeah.
Inside.
Oh my god.
Inside
what
joke.
A fucking drama fest that deserved. Oh my god. The first time I learned what the fucking word colluding meant.
Literally. So just a little
God.
blast from the past from anyone who's not unfamiliar with that. We were in a guild that actually made a lot of early progress into Molten Core when it first came out, and they were still trying to figure out like how to assign loot. And they decided they were trying to like make up and enforce these rules kind of as we were going. And one of them was no colluding, meaning that if one person wants an item, you can't like collude with your friends to let Jim Bob get the mace and then they don't have to spend very much DKP. You're not allowed to collude. And we had like 4 very high level G kicks during a raid for collusion.
Yeah.
It was crazy, man.
I remember, God, I don't remember any. I remember barely some of their names, bits and pieces of their names back in the day.
I still remember one.
Drac?
No, I remember one of the ones that got kicked.
Oh shit, which one?
A gnome mage woman named Kestrel.
I was like Kevrel.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of it. Yeah. Because I think what did they do? They had their friend who was like super DKP rich.
Yeah.
Basically like purchase on their behalf or like drive up the price. And what was it that they did?
It was something like that. Like they drove up the price just to then bail on it and let Kestrel get it for being just behind or something like that.
Yeah.
Something pretty minimal, but God, it was like the talk of the town forever.
Exactly. It was just a little dumb stupid thing. Like who the fuck cares about this stupid piece of loot? And they got fully fucking G-kicked, and they were a main raider and everything.
It was fucking insane, man.
God, yeah. Oh man, those are the fucking days. Bunch of fucking whatever 14 to 19-year-olds all fucking playing fucking World of Warcraft, taking it so serious. Holy shit.
No
Listen,
shit, right?
I would love to be like, man, you guys are fucking nerds, but I ran my vanilla guild like a tyrant, man.
No, well, I mean,
I was a fucking tyrant.
They all were, man.
I had like if you were not
Accurate.
online standing in front of a raid 30 minutes prior, you did not come.
Wow,
man.
that's, I mean, hey, when you had to run a tight ship, you had to run a tight ship, you know?
Yep. And if you ever locked yourself out to someone else's thing, you were just immediately kicked because you were not
Oh my
allowed.
God.
Wow.
You know what's actually, I was talking to Flynn about this because this is a really interesting story. So we've all been streamers for quite a long time, right?
Yeah.
I'm going on 8 years, and when Cataclysm, how long was Cataclysm? 12, 13 years ago? Let that sink in.
God.
During early Cataclysm, and what was before Cataclysm? Panda? No.
Yeah, what it was
anyways, the one before that. I don't remember what it was. But anyways, I was still running my guild very, very much in tyrant-like fashion. And you know, if you didn't show up to this date, you weren't in, blah, blah, blah. But we started doing a new thing because streaming started being a thing. I used Ustream back in the day. And I said, if you were not in the raid, you had to watch the stream if you were on the bench, because if we had to boot anybody out, you knew the strats.
Oh,
like you
my
didn't even have
God.
to bring you in blind.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It didn't click to me until, months later. I was like, I had hundreds of people in there, but there were only like 40 people on my bench.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Wow.
what if I stood? Because I only did it for the sake of like making people watch the bench. I didn't do it to stream. I did it for like watch the fights.
Right.
What if I fucking stuck with that shit? I'd be a 20-year streamer at this point.
Wow, man.
Dude, isn't that fucking
Jeez.
insane?
I mean, also, that's like a crazy smart way to start streaming, is like build these things, and it's like, okay, you either have to be in this thing, or if you're not in this thing, you have to watch. I need that viewer account up there, man.
Yep.
Mandatory
we-
office party. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you
right.
have people to be like,
Mandatory fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, because people would pop out and they would be like, "Oh, I gotta go. Sorry, my mom's having a heart attack." I'd be like, "Okay, cool. You're not dedicated. Bye." And
my
I would
God.
kick them out of the fucking guild. And then when I bring somebody for the bench, if they were like, "Oh, so what's this fight?" I'm like, "Weren't you watching the fucking stream?" They're like, "Well, I was, but not really." I'm like, "Okay, next." And I boot them out immediately.
Wow, man.
Fuck. Holy
That's
shit.
Oh my god.
We were
Wow.
top 3 progression, like back when like Gorgonash was an original 8 server. Like there were only 8 servers in World of Warcraft when everything started. In case anybody does not know this, we were top 3.
Wow.
Jesus.
Holy
Damn,
fuck.
man.
And you were the
Damn.
GM?
I was the GM.
I mean, that was honestly the only way you could make progress back then.
Dude, you used to be good at a game. What happened?
Okay.
I just, Josh, listen, I was trying to think of a way to word that in a way that would be both humorous but inoffensive, okay? I took me like...
You win 1 duel in New World while my little brother...
Oh man.
I hate it here. Oh my god, I'm so sad. Okay, one last thing before we fucking get started, because you
Yeah.
will understand my pain. Maybe someone else did this shit too. So last week we finally assigned points, right? We went through and checked everything off the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, after D&D last week, I was super tired, so I was like, I'm going to bed. Immediately went to bed,
No.
came downstairs, had to stream the next day, and I was like, oh, close out this program, because I use, like, art. And so I was, close out the program. Yeah, don't fucking save. Click it, saved it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I didn't save the stats. I just undid all the fucking stuff. No, I have to redo it all.
Well,
That's so sad.
Well, I was
Not mad, just disappointed, that's all.
yeah, I was
It's on me. I have to shit.
Okay.
Twist.
No, that's it. I just got a twist.
Okay.
Well, you'll have the duration of the narrative intro to get it all sorted.
Heck, who is running up and down the stairs?
This sounds very real and not like a Go XLR sound effect.
yeah, I think Lastiel may have just had an emergency of some sort.
Oh, my bad.
A door closing emergency.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Lastiel.
Last deal. You all right?
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Whew. I hear a door slam and I get worried. Oh God! This isn't a real life, a real time home invasion, is it? God!
Oh, God.
Please don't let me be here hearing a home invasion.
Your concern is that you're
I was gonna
ignorant.
say, I like that it's not. I hope
very
he's okay.
concerned about
Not
my
don't.
experience.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
I
I
just
mean,
don't want to. I don't
that
want to
is
have
an
that
ac-
happen to me.
That is an accurate warning to have because I live in Seattle and everyone knows how great the SPD is up here. So
Oh boy.
that is
God,
an
dude.
actual fear that I have to have.
Oh my god.
fuck, man.
What the
Holy
fuck?
shit!
That's
Actually,
how the world works, or whatever that really dark song is by Bo Burnham.
Actually, it was funny. Well, not funny. This was not funny because I do not wish it on anyone. But this happened like I want to say about 6-8 months ago. I was playing. It was during a MAR, and I'm surprised it didn't get through the mic. But there was a sudden slam on my wall,
Oh,
and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I ran to the door, looked through the peek hole, and my roommates were there, and I saw a bunch of SPD officers just running down the hallway.
oh,
And
Holy fuck!
what I found out was that they literally breached the next door neighbor's door and pulled someone out.
oh my
So-
god.
Holy fuck, man!
So
Well-
so I was like, my wall shares my wall is a shared wall with the other apartment. So that stuff, like that bang, reverberated the room, and I'm so surprised it didn't get caught in the mic.
Holy
but
shit.
yeah, I am shocked because like that, those things are no joke. Those like breachers when they just smash down the door. Those things are fucking intimidating as hell.
yeah.
Good God. Okay. Wow.
Not moving to Seattle.
Yeah, there's sounds like there's a little striking similarity between Seattle and the red ink here in terms of weird,
no kidding, right?
Take a quick drive up and move to Vancouver.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, trust me, I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard. But I guess before we get going, Venelis is never late. He's exactly where he needs to be when he needs to be there, is what I'm getting from that conversation.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, exactly.
When I'm in,
Exactly. Except when I need him to be there, and then he's always late.
That's correct. Yeah.
I've literally never been late to a thing ever.
You've been at least 13 seconds late one time.
You have been late more often than I have.
That is a physical impossibility because it can't start without me. So technically, I can't be late. This is my nightmare. This is my fucking. This is.
Techsmith314. Tell me how you really feel.
Hit me with it.
Soup is delicious.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh damn it!
God.
Oh, cut off.
You're gonna blue ball me like that.
Do you
All
know
right.
that my YouTube guy literally captures? So these all get put on YouTube, right? And the YouTube guy literally put the description for last week's video as "soup is delicious." Fucking thank you for breathing that into existence. Damn it. Okay, listen. Let's get started, guys. Okay.
Yep. Fuck
You
yeah.
do this. I'm gonna
All
put on
right.
the wireless headset because I need to take care of the Wings exiting issue.
Dishes. Oh, I see.
sounds good. Okay, then I will start by welcoming folks to our tabletop RPG stream called Monsters Ain't Real. There, he knows what it's called. He said the thing. He said the thing. Where we use the Dungeon World rule set to enjoy some good old-fashioned RPG fun set in an industrial horror universe. To anyone new, all the old episodes are up on YouTube and Spawn. Although that doesn't mean you can't just hang out and enjoy the session. First is the recap. And didn't have the time to go back and listen to the last episode, and this recap seems really short. So let me know if I miss anything. Last time, you guys were guided by some of the high-ranking city guards to a large hotel, where you descended into a terrifying hallway of darkness, where you were tempted to look into the darkness. At the end of this hallway, you met with the council, Mitra, Vetha, and Volos, and you discussed some things. Why you did what you did and what you wanted, and then ultimately Volos took you to become ascended. You walked past a room that had some chained up prisoners. You walked past a room that you didn't get a peek into, and then you walked through a room that had something that looked very much like the cube you were told about, sitting in this room that seemed to be struggling to kind of stay up. Then you went downstairs and you underwent your transformation into ascended near some stones that looked exactly like the stones that you saw in Rena. And you got your little black books and you asked a few questions. And then Volos said that if you wanted anything more from him in terms of like power and stuff like that, that you would have to quote unquote impress him. And then just as you guys were about to leave, Eye of the Tiger asked about the stones, and then Volos suddenly became very, very interested in Tiger. And I believe that's where we left off. Did I miss anything from last time?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that sounds like the so basically we don't even really have a clear direction in terms of what we want to do next. We just know that we've sort of ingratiated ourselves with Volos, and our next idea is to sort of try to do the next thing that's going to impress him and further ingratiate ourselves so we can get closer and closer and then cinch the noose.
Yeah, exactly. Like basically killing Grom.
Yep.
Purely for the sake of getting his attention.
Yep.
Got his attention and
Okay.
earned you your ascension.
Okay.
But if you want him to know who you are,
Yep.
then you're gonna have to impress him. And
Okay,
he didn't
gotcha.
give you any information on what that would be. He just said, impress me. So, with that said, we can go ahead and listen to I'll have to say it. You guys can listen to the narrative intro. All right, here we go. The camera opens on a hand pushing a pearlescent-like substance around with their thumb. The thumb with streaking prime ink behind it floats in nothingness, just an abject void with no discernible features. As the prime ink stops trailing from the thumb, it begins to slide down an invisible blackness. But the sliding streaks form nets and lattices and fractals as they slide down. The sinuous lines of prime ink thicken and thin and interweave in a complicated dreamcatcher-like pattern that hardens and becomes rigid. And the soft sides of the lines become hard and angular. The variable holes in the lattice begin to tighten and constrict and become rhomboid-like angular holes. The angles grow and multiply until it appears like a complicated honeycomb structure of shimmering, nearly invisible pearlescent ice, which begins to collapse the honeycombs into infinitely replicating fractals of snowflake-like designs. It shimmers, flickers with an internal light, then vanishes. Another thumb passes another weave of prime ink in the area, and the effect is replicated, but with different designs and structures. The camera zooms out, and we see Lu 2 floating in an infinite blackness of the space between inks, pulling out coin after coin, laying weave after weave in this place. The camera zooms out, and we see Lu is there as well, doing the same thing, floating in darkness, laying weave after weave using prime ink coins. As the camera continues to zoom out further in this darkness, we see Galdrick, Locke, and Slump are all here mimicking the weaves that Lu 2 is performing. In this space without space, this area of non-existence that is imperceptible to all but these few, the foundations of an entire new plane of existence is laid down. The fundamentals of physics, mathematics, binary, quantum, electromagnetism, gravity, and more are all laid down here. Raw, pure, unrelenting creation is released in a place where existence doesn't exist. This is where the final battle will happen. This is where the red planar key will be fought, where it must be defeated and taken. This is the womb of existence. This is the future birthplace of the Prime Ink. If the party can succeed, this will be the Big Bang. And then we're back.
And if we fail, it'll be the big crunch.
Yeah,
If the Big Bang is thought to be sort of like the start of everything, then the big crunch is the end of everything, and that's what happens if we lose. I feel like if the Pale Knights are the ones that get the upper hand, I feel like it'll be a whole lot more nothing.
Yep.
It'll go from mostly nothing to all nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just convenience now because we're in the middle of nowhere. It's just like, don't even have to worry about heat death. It's already been provided.
There we go.
There you go.
It's already minus 274.9 degrees Celsius or whatever. Okay, well,
there's
fuck.
the right music. So you guys are currently inside of the kind of like ascension chamber. The stones, the same stones that are in Rena, are here in this kind of like hollowed out cavern. And Eye of the Tiger, do you remember what exactly you asked?
I asked if he could tell me about them. Let me see if I wrote it down exactly. I just asked him about the stones. He said, my stones are beyond your need to know. He asked why I wanted to know, and I said it was just to know things. I'm curious about everything kind of thing. And he was like, that's fine. That sounds like an okay answer. And then he said, here's a bag of gold. And then he said after that, here's also a promotion.
I don't know.
No,
about
that's not. Oh.
Hold
I
on.
was
those
there,
last
that's
ones
definitely
sound
what
a little
happened.
bit suspect.
At some point in that story, I think it veered from
Let go, yeah.
truth to fiction.
Yeah, I think
Listen.
so. Yeah.
It's aspirational.
Was he satisfied with the curiosity answer? Was that it?
I thought you sounded satisfied, but if you don't think Volos would be, definitely go
Yeah.
with that.
Like, I guess my question with that is that did Tiger like you're from Rena, like you would have seen, like they're similar, right? Why would they bring up that question otherwise?
Yeah, I hoped that just wanting to know everything would be enough, but it's not like I actually asked about anything else. So I don't know that really carried weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, gotcha. Because yeah, all right, that's why you didn't say that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I think that was the thing that, like, to say something was intriguing, and Volos was immediately intrigued about. Why are you asking these questions?
So many
Yeah.
interesting questions.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, he said something like the pursuit of knowledge is a noble pursuit, but some things are need to know, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
how. I think that's how it went. Like, if you want to know, impress me or something. I
Yeah,
think
that's where that came from.
Oh, that's right. That's
That's
what
where
it
that
was.
came
Yeah,
from.
he
Yeah.
ended with impress me. Okay, yeah, I forgot that was where it ended. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't have anything else. Okay, yeah, no, that's I my first note was to resolve the Tiger talking about the stones issue. So it sounds like that had already been addressed. Tiger said that they were curious, and that was sufficient for Volos, as far as you know. And yes, he does constantly warn people about the dangers of knowledge.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, he said a couple times that the burden of knowledge can be dangerous, and that knowledge can be dangerous, and that knowing things can be dangerous. And so he probably issued another one of those warnings. And if he didn't last time, then we're saying that he did. Like, he
Retconning
has-
that.
Totally. Yeah.
we are retconning the fact that he definitely warned you about how dangerous knowledge can be. But that, yeah, if you guys want some more things, you will have to impress him. If there's anything you guys would like to ask Volos at this point, you definitely can, or you guys can leave. It's totally up to you.
I have a good idea of what I want to do, but I think it. I've thought of the perfect way to describe. You're gonna get the. Basically, everyone is gonna get this pretty quickly. The perfect way to describe how Rippy is ingratiating himself with Volos, and that is minus the weird, gross sexual part. The way that Euron Greyjoy tried to ingratiate himself with Cersei. He's trying to be like, he's trying to make himself seem like an asset that is almost too valuable to turn down, but without being, he's not so forward, but like basically he's just trying really hard to ingratiate himself with Volos through a desire to climb. And so I can sort of tell you what I have planned, and we can flesh it out a little bit, or we can sort of see what the group thinks, or what. So
feel free to just kind of to spin it up, and then if the group has anything they want to add or talk about, we can definitely do that.
Okay, team. So here's what I'm thinking, team. I was thinking, what is something that we can do to impress Volos? Now here is, I thought, well, I'm kind of debating. I tell you what. Damn it. I mean, I kind of want to surprise the DM here just to see if we can get an even better reaction out of Volos. But basically what I think we should do is, I think of Volos as someone who is pretty much so powerful, and this is like, he has the home field advantage, that if he really wants to do anything, he fucking can. Anything he wants to do, he can do. So what do you get what do you get the entity that already has the capacity to get whatever it wants? And that's where I think the answer is a surprise. A good surprise, the kind of surprise that, you know, this entity wouldn't necessarily think to do on its own, but one that it will delight in nonetheless, and one that aligns with its own value. So what I was thinking is, I'm wondering if we can sort of use our newly realized status as ascended to try to get into the political arena. And my idea is to try to become political advisors to either, it doesn't even have to be politicians, it could be like CEOs of two adversarial companies. And the idea is we sort of advertise ourselves as like campaign security specialists. And the idea is we hire people in the city to spy on like two different politicians or CEOs, CEO 1 and CEO 2. And CEO 1, we say, hey, if you want to be safe, you should hire such and such security to keep an eye on CEO 2. And then CEO 1 hires a few cronies who start spying on CEO 2. And then two other people out of our group will go to CEO 2 and go, have you seen people spying on you lately? I think you might benefit from some security. We recommend hiring these cronies to spy on CEO 1. And at the end of the day, it'll be a massive conspiratorial waste of money, waste of resources, sowing complete discontent and causing just a total economic upset that we can then say, and now that we've done this, not that you necessarily had any problem with those CEOs, but if you want to replace one or the other, we have now created a scenario for you to place whoever you want to be in that area. So the idea is we're delighting Volos by wasting time and resources, getting two different spy agencies to spy on each other. We're all hiring spies to spy on one CEO or another, or a politician or another. And then once we've done that and one or both companies or political campaigns are on the brink of collapse, we then go to Volos and say, look what we've done in your name. And if you want to put anyone that you'd prefer to be in either of those spots, you can, or you can simply enjoy the fact that we have sown such chaos in your domain. What do you think? All right.
That's super fun.
What? My nose started bleeding after about 3 minutes.
Tech, what are your thoughts?
So you want to essentially make the Illuminati?
Pretty much. Like what I want to do is go in and create a, like, for people other than us, create a stressful, like, conspiracy filled paranoia that we are completely behind. One that just didn't exist before, doesn't even need to be there, and doesn't necessarily serve a purpose, but generates such a momentum behind it that when the chaos really starts to sink in, we can then go to Volos and say, look what we've done for you, and just to show you, like, this is what we can do when we're given a little bit of leash. And you know, if you're interested, we can swing this whichever way you want. Like, we can do whatever you want with this. We can make this go any way you want.
I don't know how much you would care about that, but I'm down to explore it.
Tech, thoughts?
That is a very ambitious plan. I love dude, if you guys can pull something like that off, that would be fucking crazy cool as hell. So I think I see no problems with the foundation of that plan at all. I think it could be tricky to do, it could be tricky to try, but boy oh boy, that's definitely, when I said impress me, that is definitely the level of thing that I had in mind, is something pretty fucking big and fucked up like that.
Sure.
Is there something we can do that's almost like just high speed kind of thing? Like, are we concerned about time in getting, but I guess there's nothing we can really do to speed up time when we have to impress him, and you know, impressing him will take the time that it takes. But yeah, is there anything we can do to
make that faster?
Yeah, so that we can get back and make sure the world doesn't fall apart in our absence, kind of thing.
True, yeah, good point.
I was just gonna get him a gravy boat.
That would also work.
Look, dude, it's got an Elvis
arrangement
on it. It's got an Elvis on the side of this gravy boat. Isn't that clever? Here you go, Volos.
You guys don't even have Elvis in this universe.
Invent Elvis.
Why he would be impressed.
That's what we can do.
Oh my
That's
god.
what we'll do. We'll start a band.
Why don't we see if we can make them, why don't we just see if we can melt this entire fucking society of the red ink with some sort of scummy rock star or piece of technology or program? Why don't we make it some kind of music that is literally designed to be mind control?
So what you're suggesting
Yeah.
is inventing both Justin Bieber and Twitter
Yes.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Literally. Exactly.
in the red ink.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy.
Wouldn't that impress? Wouldn't that be
Social media
impressive?
would
Huh?
really-
Volos is shaking in his boots right now.
Social media would be
Feel
hilarious.
free to brainstorm, discuss. This is your chance to plan something that you think will impress Volos.
Okay, brainstorming. There's also we know he likes deals, so maybe I guess we need more information about what he's doing. That's tough.
Is there any, like, he obviously knew about God, who was the guy we just fucking murdered? There's obviously
Grom, right? Yeah.
Grom, yeah, there you go, Grom. There's obviously people that he is very well aware of. Are there any more problem children here? Like, that's where my brain was going to go to, was like, is there a task that needs to get done that he just can't be bothered with because it's below him? But he would be quite grateful if it was taken care of.
That's actually a great question.
Yeah,
I wonder
can we ask?
Yeah, is that something that we can ask Volos? 1, 2, 3, not it.
You know what? I'll ask if you don't mind, and it'll maybe take the heat off the stones thing. Just that question, Cat. That's why. Volos, Master.
Yes.
We are eager to impress you. For example, we've worked hard to take down the usurper Grom. Well, ambition. You know, he had ambition to be a usurper. Is there anyone else who is giving you trouble that you look out for?
Of course. There are always people looking to tear me down.
Fools. Would you like care to? Yeah.
Go on and give us a name.
Do you have a wanted poster, maybe, that you had around?
I think it might be more interesting if you discovered who they were on your own. If I give you a name and an address and you go and kill them, that's not that impressive. If you were to explore some of the financial reaches of the city and come to conclusions on your own, that would be significantly more impressive.
We can most
Makes
certainly get
sense.
it done.
Yep, I touch the side of my nose and wink.
No worries.
I will have to warn you, however. Should you damage the wrong goods, the punishment is 10 times worse than the reward.
Uh-oh.
So be careful.
Okay,
Ask
yeah.
questions and proceed carefully.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
then. I steal the box on my way. I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, so,
Yeah, does he point us in any direction, kind of thing?
The thing that rings out in your ears is the
Financial district?
financial reaches.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds like it could kind of dovetail nicely with your plan, hey, Milton? Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, if we're going to the banking district, you know, we'll probably be able to get some, probably dig up some dirt on anyone else anywhere in the food chain, really.
yeah. Yeah, and I think being security personnel would get us into interesting rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that sort of what we're thinking of doing, is going as security?
Was that your thought, that we were like, and then being
Not necessarily
spying
that we
on-
were security, that we were the
Oh.
ones hiring the security. So we're the
Oh, I
ones like
see, yeah.
directing the cars and saying, you go here and you set up a stakeout here and you go there, sort of thing. So we're sort of coordinating the security agencies against one another, making sure that they never find out who's pulling the strings, you know.
Oh yes, I see. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying advisors kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
And then
bingo.
yes, I gotcha.
Precisely. But still, this would still also help towards that, because if we can find out whoever the fuck is on Volos's bad side and then bend them to our favor, we can either whatever we want to do, crush their head, eat their fucking, drink their blood, or you know, if we want to blackmail them into then flipping on a politician who we can then bend to our will and, you know, start to manipulate, or a CEO or something. So yeah, this could tie together.
Absolutely. I don't think it'll be too difficult to find somebody who wants a promotion that they shouldn't get in the corporate world. I don't think this is going to be super difficult to weed something out.
Okay. The only thing is, did we hear that all CEOs are ascended?
Yep.
Oh,
So
fuck.
we want to be really careful then, right? Because yeah, if we harm any ascended, that's like the number one rule, I think, that we don't
Yeah.
do that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I think we have two options then with that piece of information at our disposal. Either one, we need to infiltrate someone else's thing, or clearly what Milton was saying, we need to make our own thing.
Tech, are we under the impression that when Volo says you cannot kill another ascended or attack another ascended, he means you personally, but if you manage to take down your enemies through other nefarious means, like good on you for being creative, or does he mean like do not fuck over another ascended, period? And if I find out that
he
you've bent the
literally
rules,
means like attack, like kill. Like you can't stab another ascended or
You
or throw a
personally.
fireball at it. Yeah, exactly.
You could hire a
Well, like,
hitman if you wanted.
Ascended can't do it to each other either. Like if an ascended were to assault you
Yep.
without clearing it with the council,
Yep.
they would be subject to punishment.
and
So
what about
no
hiring a
ascended
hit?
can attack.
What about hiring a hitman?
That is a gray area
Okay.
Really?
where like that's kind of playing the game a little bit.
Sure.
That's where if you walk into a building, right, there's another ascended, you know, right over there, and you go over to a person like, here's $10,000, shoot that guy, then you hired a hitman, but you did it so unsophisticatedly, so tactlessly, so blatantly that everyone's gonna be like, yeah, he just handed the guy $10,000 and said shoot him. So then you would absolutely be culpable, right? But if you were to be clandestine and have, you know, like maybe you never actually say kill the person, you know, if someone were recording the conversation, they only ever hear you say, you know, we need help, or basically the trickier and more clandestine and more underhanded you get, the less of a chance anyone would make a move against you. Even if somehow Volos was to learn that you were behind something that led to the death of an ascended,
Sure.
if you were clever about it, you probably wouldn't face any repercussion. But if you were obvious and it was easy to track back to you, like, hi, my name's Rippy. I need you to kill this guy, and then I need you to kill yourself, and I'll give your family $1 million. Then, and it's that easy to track back, then you're probably fucked. So it's if you are going to attack another ascended, like physically harm another ascended, you had best be unbelievably tricky about it.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Need that plausible deniability.
exactly. You need very plausible deniability. Because that's you know, one of the number one rules. You guys always get clearance. You don't know what it takes to get clearance either. Like it might be, I didn't like this guy's face. Can I kill him? Like that might be a yes. You don't know.
Boy, don't say it's that easy. But I'm just gonna
What I'm just saying, you guys don't know what clearance is yet. All you know is that you have to ask for permission before you can go ahead and attack someone.
Okay, I've already got a bunch of ideas swimming around. So if any of the group has any sort of ideas or directions that they'd like to pursue, please, you know, feel free to jump in and we'll muck about.
Are there any other questions we should ask him that would kind of light the way to us figuring it out.
Because yeah, that's also like there've been lots of people who you could just like ask questions to, and they'll give you answers. Volos again only really seems to respond to very honest answers to very honest questions or very tricky questions.
Mr. Volos, my lord.
Yes, Rippy.
Just a quick question for you. Something of a personality question. It is, my lord. What's your feelings on chaos?
I think that sometimes chaos is exactly the answer, but sometimes chaos can be a nuisance.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my lord.
It all depends on the result, I suppose.
Of course. Makes sense. Ticky boo.
Ticky boo.
You know what they say.
I actually
You can
don't.
put the birds in the
ne-
pie,
I've never heard that phrase
but
before
you
in my life.
can't pinch the marmalade on the puppy.
Marmalade on the. Sorry for taking up so much of your time, Master. We'll be on our way.
Oh, please tell me I can evaporate into the darkness. Please tell me that's the power I have. Please.
you all see this shade just trying so hard to disappear.
Oh no. Is there an HR department we should check in with? Any onboarding forms?
Thank you so much for being diligent.
So you've become ascended. Welcome.
Yeah. I see you want to create a evil company. It's a little clippy with devil horns. Yeah.
It appears you're trying to torture an employee. Is this your first
single
time?
one.
Exactly.
Because it's like hell, every single one of these videos is on VHS.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And the speed isn't quite right, so it's sometimes a little too fast, sometimes a little too slow.
And it's got the bad
Yeah.
tracking, so it's like half the picture is cut off and replicated at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah,
Someone rewound it too crappily, and they had to do the thing with the pencil every so often to get
Yeah.
it tighter.
Oh yes.
Exactly. Yeah, the magnetic read's getting shittier and shittier.
Oh my god,
Perfect.
we're old.
Yep.
Now
5
we're
years
just
from now,
reminiscing.
people are gonna be listening to these VODs and being like, "What the fuck? What are,
What the fuck are they talking about?
The hell is that?"
VHS. Yeah.
There's already Zoomers who have no fucking clue what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
right.
Fucking Zoomers, dude.
VHS, probably a virtual handshake? I don't know. What's that?
Yeah.
Whoops. This is not my Volos voice.
There we go.
Tech, are you under there?
He's been tech the whole time. He's a faker.
Oh my
He's
god.
been faking it the whole time. He's been texting the whole time. Oh my god! Why is it taking the whole
God,
time?
out of my chambers. The Volos is done with you. Oh God.
Oh my god! It's been him the whole time. Okay, sorry. What does Volo say to all of us?
An HR department. Well, I suppose that would be myself, Mitra, and Vetha.
That's crazy. Sorry. Can you imagine coming to Volos with an HR complaint?
Sir, somebody keeps eating my pudding, and it is pissing me off.
Yeah, exactly.
I put a note on it and everything.
I'm pretty sure it was Rippy.
That's just absolutely atrocious. Here, let's get them into the office.
Yeah, let's get you both around a table. God.
Wow, Volos leading a remediation session. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy fuck.
So I understand you've been eating tiger pudding every day.
He says,
Most of the answers you need are in the book. Remember, there are far fewer rules for you than there are for everyone else. If you have a question, you're always free to come down here and ask us. If
Oh,
you
lovely.
know how to do remote communication, such as telepathy, communication portals, or I don't know. There are many magnificent and strange powers the Ascended get, but if you have another form of communicating, I'll be sure to answer if I have the time.
Well, that's mighty generous of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course.
I will suck you off.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow. That.
I said, can't wait. Best luck before we're off.
Oh, of course, yes. Best luck.
Disappear. Damn it.
And Volos just kind of like gestures to the staircase for you guys to go back upstairs.
So I will go back upstairs, and I want to actually try to be useful.
For once. What? Kidding.
Okay.
That was a joke.
So you
Just joshing. Just joshing. I was just joshing. Okay. I was just joshing.
Okay, so once we're free and clear of the building, I wanna try something.
Oh, you guys have got a little ways to go before you're outside of the building.
Okay, I'll wait till we're outside of the building.
Yeah.
Just remember when we're outside of the building. Oh God, we have to go through the fucking vanishing portal again?
You
the dark
guys,
room and
you guys do have to walk through the room with the cube in it.
Oh,
So you
okay.
guys go back up the stairs. So you're in this cavern that has the Rena stones in it. You go up the stairs into the room where it's just metal walls and a metal table with a little Hellraiser-like cube in the middle of the table. And the room looks like it's fucking struggling, man. The whole room wants to give up under the power of this cube. Is anybody gonna do anything as you walk through this room with this cube?
No, actually, yes.
really?
Yes. I would like to investigate.
More.
Oh,
If
Why would I let the fucking investigator hang out with me? What the fuck is wrong with me?
I want to investigate
Yeah.
what if and what these walls are made out of that it can resist this force for so long.
Ah, okay.
Like, maybe it's Cinnabar and it's resistant to this pull. I don't fucking know. I'm just like,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and roll for your investigate.
my investigate is plus my guile, and my guile is plus my intelligence, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I
Because
think
you
we
were
wrote it
analytical, right?
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, where's my thing? Where's my thing? Boop. Gotta change it to a 6. Gotta change it to a 2. Gotta change this to a 2. Gotta hit roll. Boop. Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Ooh, they're all 4 walls. And
Boy.
a door.
So
I think Rippy is just
One.
staring at Bishop like, what the fuck?
So with 2 natty ones,
Don't talk to me. Don't just say I die. Whatever.
the walls are definitely made out of chocolate, which is why they're melting so much. And you don't know why Volos would make this room out of chocolate, man.
Listen,
it's
can we just
fucking
blame
weird.
it on the fact that now I'm half shark, half snake? Maybe I'm just not used to shark eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
There's-
you don't smell any blood in here, so.
Something wrong with this place.
Oh my god.
Do you get it? Because I'm a snake too.
Yeah, but it was the bottom half that's a snake, so I guess your bottom half snake with also a snake tongue.
I'm
Ew.
shitting myself. Don't worry about it.
Okay, that's great. Oh my god.
I'm so mad. I thought I was gonna get something useful there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be useful.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh wait, don't you have? Doesn't analytical mean that you can't fail?
Oh.
That was the whole fucking reason you went analytical, was that no matter what, even on a failed roll, I believe I'd have to look it up again, but right?
Yes. So you perform when you perform investigative actions, blah 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 blah. A miss counts as a 7 to 9 for you.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Never say I'm not a kind and benevolent DM.
I never say that. You are the sweetest, kindest, most well-hung DM ever.
Okay, all right. So, with a 7 to 9 on
a 7 to
investigate,
9, they get to choose one. I'm just gonna choose. You gain useful information on the subject.
Okay, so I think as you're kind of looking at these walls, you know, you're just kind of casually walking through here. It's not in a big rush, but you're not like fucking pulling out your magnifying glass and be like, "Ooh, what's your weird box?" So you're just kind of you casually kind of touch the wall for a little second, just kind of, you know, semi-investigatory, semi-passing through kind of thing, and the wall very much feels like cold steel. This appears to be like just a very well reinforced heavy duty steel wall. And as you're walking along, you see where the seams are between the plates and the wall. And you're able to see that the seams are slowly splitting. Like, this wall is not succeeding. This wall hasn't been holding all this time. In fact, it is failing. And you see the distress marks on the sides of the steel. You see the growing failures in how the room is assembled. And then you see through some of the cracks between the plates. The plates are very thick. These are like 2-foot thick steel walls. But way back there, you can see there are scratch marks where the walls regularly have to be replaced. So there is nothing that can withstand this that they've found. They just replace the room.
Interesting. Okay.
Kind of reminds me of a SCP that is always having trouble with containment. They're always changing the room that they're in, stuff like that.
Yeah, very much that. Very much that. There is no safe containment protocol.
Gotcha.
There's just
if
safe as it gets.
If I can tack something else on, and obviously, please feel free to tell me no with a double natty one, even though I can never. Can I see what the box is made out of from a glance?
From a glance, I will say it is almost entirely alien to you. What it appears is something black, like a black stone or maybe black metal. The kind of it's not filigree. What is that? It's like when it's etched into like the carved out
scrimshaw,
embossed kind of, kind of scrimshaw, kind of embossed kind of designs on it appear to be gold, but they don't glimmer like gold should glimmer. So all you can really tell is that the materials that it's made of are entirely foreign to you. Nothing's shiny as it should be to be what you think it is. Nothing's as matte as it should be if it was what you thought it was. So all you can really tell is that the box appears to be multiple different materials and none of them you can identify.
Interesting. Okay. Sounds good. I'll try to. I don't need to remember. I have an ironclad memory.
That's right. That's crazy.
I'm a wet noodle in combat, but man, I'm one hell of a secretary.
You don't even need to consciously think about remembering, which is super key. I can't believe that that's never gonna get. Yeah. Consciously assigning something to memory is different than your brain passively keeping everything in a bucket and allowing you to reach in and grab stuff.
Yeah, so if Volos does a little mind digging later, that's good.
It would be a second by second recollection of everything in Bishop's entire existence.
Oh my god.
With nothing sticking out with any more significance than anything else.
That's so rad.
Yeah, no, that's kind of fucking insane.
Eidetic memories, man. Super.
So I'm going to roll sleight of hand on the box.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to conceal a small object from view.
Okay.
And so I roll plus dexterity, and on a 10 plus, I succeed unnoticed. No, I'm not going to do that. That would be an end to the campaign.
I was already planning out my next character.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I don't do that. I was looking to see if I had any abilities that I could use here, and I think the answer is no. I don't think I have anything really useful. I can throw a flash bomb at it. I can make us disappear in a puff of smoke and bamboozle the box. If we really want.
Was I sucking or should I be blowing? I don't know.
Sebastian, being a cloud, you could just like roll over it and then it comes with you, I imagine. It just kind of gets stuck in your belly like a ghost in Casper.
Or I get stuck in the box.
Oh, that would be worse.
That would be much worse. Significantly worse.
To get stuck in the box.
Yeah, fair.
Bad.
Okay, are you guys just passing through the room?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Looking at it in a way that you would look at a weird thing, but not, like not obviously ignoring it, which is also suspicious.
Yeah. And it is hard to pull your eyes away from it when you look at it. Like it's a little bit, not because you're fascinated, because there's literally like vacuums on your eyeballs a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, you guys pass through the room. No problem other than the unsettling feeling of being close to the box. You push through the double doors and you're back in the hallway where there are 2 doors on your left that were some of the rooms that you were able to peek into previously. And then there's the door on the far end of the hallway on the right-hand side, which led to the council's chamber.
And who was in the council's chamber?
Mitra, Vetha, and Volos. So there should only be Mitra and Vetha left.
Gotcha. There. Okay. I mean, I think Volos really only told us to sort of keep eyes front, don't fuck around on the way there. He didn't really say anything about the way. He didn't say never go into any of these rooms. He just sort of made it sound like while you're under my care and control, don't fucking waste my time. So I want to see if I can go into one of those rooms.
Okay. Let me just pull this up.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Death of the party. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, was that last part there? I think you broke up for a second.
It's just convenient name of these notes.
Okay. All right, good.
Wait. Milton, did I just hear you say you wanted to go outside as quickly as possible?
No.
Business?
No. Where I want to kick down the door and say, "Hey, Volos is a bitch." No, I'm kidding. I don't do that. But I do want to see if I can go into the room with the people that were chained to the wall. Right? There was 4 people.
Yep.
Chained to the wall. Yeah, I want to go in there.
Okay, so that's the second door on your left. So you pass by the first door, then you go into the second door on your left. You try the door, and it is unlocked.
Okay.
You go in?
Yeah, I go in, and yeah. Okay, I want to go in at first. And can I go in my non-demonic form, non-ascended form?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, so
you
I want
to change at will.
Nice. Okay, so I want to go in my non-ascended form and assess their sort of response first.
Yep. So you open the door, you walk in, and the room is basically concrete walls, concrete floor, concrete ceiling. It feels kind of like a very large prison cell.
Okay.
The 4 people are chained up against the wall. They kind of have the like wrist manacles chained up to the wall. They're sitting down.
Okay.
But the chains don't go low enough to let their arms rest at their sides. Their arms are kind of like up a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of like.
Does it look uncomfortable?
Definitely. I mean, not like horribly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Just like
but you can tell that like, inconvenient. You have to sit there with your arms up for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, sure.
It would not be a pleasant experience.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So what do the state of the prisoners look like, or the people?
Yep. So the people, they all look haggard. Like they look tired.
Okay.
They look defeated and beaten. They don't look like they're physically injured at all. They do not look like they have any bruises, any cuts, anything like that. They don't look particularly malnourished. They definitely do not look like they're eating the best food in the entire world.
Okay.
But they in no way look like they're suffering any physical harm or any, like, from what you can tell, there's been no interrogation techniques performed on them that you can visually see, and it doesn't look like they're suffering in any way other than it's uncomfortable to have their arms up.
Okay, sure.
One of them is wearing like a leather jacket that definitely is a little bit rough looking. They have chaps on, like cowboy riding pant covers.
Okay.
They have a kerchief tied under their chin that looks like it's barely hanging on. It's been stretched and stuff like that. Another one looks like just kind of like a big burly man. They got big burly shoulders, arms that definitely were very strong, although they've probably lost some of their strength by now. They're relatively tall, probably like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
Well built. They're wearing like a linen shirt and kind of like woven wool pants.
Okay.
Another one looks like how would I describe this? I mean, they look very similar to the one beside them. They're wearing kind of a linen shirt with like slacks on. The shoes are very roughly made and with big thick laces. And then the last person has a like a metal ball for an eye. Like they have one normal eye, one metal eyeball for an eye.
Okay.
Their head is half shaven off. Like hair is half shaven off.
Oh God, that meant half their head was just like
straight razor.
like,
No, just their hair is half shaved off.
Okay.
They are wearing kind of a much more like a cotton silk blend kind of shirt with a couple tassels on it, a couple whatever those little string things are, like on a button-down jacket. They're those weird strings that go across the buttons. I don't know what they are, but I think they're just decorative. They got those.
Okay.
And very nice pants, like a very fine silk cotton blend of pants with important shiny looking black shoes.
Interesting. Okay. I think Rippy would walk in and take his hat off and sort of looking like I'm trying to think of the word here. What's a person that would be in this sort of like like a security guard at an embassy, someone who like isn't overly rude, overly curt, but nor are they overly propitious. They're sort of like, yeah, I'm here on a business trip. Like I anticipate that you're going to sort of go along with what's expected of, someone interacting with me. That's how Rippy is. And he's sort of trying to give off the air that he's on behalf of Volos. How like, does everybody in the Red Ink know who Volos is?
Hard to tell.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so then I would say that Rippy would take off his top hat, sort of as like, okay, I'm indoors now and I'm going to have a conversation with you, so I'm going to do this respectful thing whereby I take off my hat and make it look like I'm giving you my attention or whatever. And I think Rippy would take his like a dirty little notepad out of his pocket and a pen and start looking like he was going to writing, sort of like licking the end of the pen, and then without even looking at the dude in the fancy shoes, he'd say, "Your name?"
They just all kind of look at each other a little bit and then look up at you and then kind of look at each other and like, which one's he talking to?
I think Rippy would sit there like looking like annoyedly like the guy with the fancy shoes isn't answering him, and then he would like slowly do the eyeball raise from the paper to then looking at the guy and sort of like rolling his eyes would go, "Your name?" and sort of like just ever so slightly gesture his head towards the dude in the fancy shoes.
The dude in the fancy shoes?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to tell you that?
Are you allowed to? Are you having a laugh?
It's just, is that, I don't want to,
Look. Do you know where we are right now?
to be honest, not really.
Okay, what do you think? Where do you think you are right now?
Either
Oh, careful.
an enemy's
Careful now.
prison.
Be very careful, okay? An enemy's prison, okay?
Or a horrible mistake in an ally's prison.
Whoa. You're doing great. Okay.
Or
Glad to say this is going great so far. Now tell us, what are you doing here?
I don't even know. I was
As he's talking, Rippy is like writing faster than the guy's talking. Just like frantically writing. The guy has no idea what he's writing, but he's like sweating, trying to write so fast.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Is this okay for me to? How did you get it? Are you allowed to ask
Hey,
me?
look. How did you get here?
He just kind of like closes his mouth and looks really nervously at the other guys. Roll plus charisma.
Nice. Okay. And that's are we doing 2d6 or 1d20?
2d6.
2d6 plus 2, I believe. Just gotta double check. It is plus 2. Nice. Ooh.
Oh shit. Okay, that's 10. That's a full success. He kind of like looks at the other guys and they all look really nervously at him.
Okay.
He says, I was having a beer.
A beer. Okay.
With some friends.
Careful now. If you're not telling the truth, I'm going to give my friend a couple minutes in the room with you.
And he would just sort of gesture over his shoulder at Tiger.
Okay.
Careful now.
I don't. There might be a mistake. I was literally just having a beer. I was just having a beer with some friends. I didn't. If there was a law that I broke, I didn't know that. I'm really sorry. I'll never do it again.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, mighty shame. It's out of my hands now. I'm gonna leave you in the hands of my friend, the interrogator, who's gonna find out what you know about the banks.
And he would take a step back.
The banks? The banks? What I know about I don't know anything about the banks.
And Rippy would just look at Bishop Kane.
All right. I will. I get the test. I get the test.
Set you up.
Yep. So I would like to walk up to him, and I want to use the skill interrogator.
Okay. What the hell does that do?
You're not gonna like it. I'll tell you right now. I will limit myself on how often I use this. This is kind of a little bit of a test run.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's perfect.
When you question somebody to get information out of them, roll guile. On a 10+, they tell you everything you want. On a 7 to 9,
fuck.
you can choose one. It takes longer than you'd like to get the information out of them, or I can only get some of the information I need.
Okay. All right. Roll me interrogator. Son of a bitch!
I want to like walk over and slowly just like lean down, just like I want to like get like tall as I can, like as a snake. My snake half bottom. I want to get like real. Have you seen the new Dune?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, anyways, I get really tall and then I want to like lean over and I'll just go, talk.
Okay. I had finished work for the day and I thought that it wouldn't be a big deal if me and some friends went to the bar and had a couple drinks before I went home. So me and God, who was it? I think it was Ted and Susan and Janice. We went out and I had God, I don't remember which beer. Is the brand specific? I don't remember if the.
Let's focus on something more particular.
Okay.
You said one thing that interested me very much.
Okay.
He asked you where you were. You said perhaps an enemy's prison, or perhaps by great mistake, an ally's prison.
Yeah.
Who is your ally that you were referencing?
I'm so terrified that I'm gonna say the wrong name.
It's
You want to know
alright.
who my allies are?
Who would you consider an ally?
Could I say everybody?
Of course not. You wouldn't want to lie to me now, would you?
It's North Strike.
North Strike. And who would you consider your enemy?
I mean, me personally, I don't have a lot of enemies. I just do what I'm told to do. If somebody says go here, I do this. If somebody says get that, I take that. They're not my enemies. I just do what I have to do.
I have one more question for you. Actually, a few more.
Yes.
Do you have a family?
God. Yes.
Good. Now,
So,
who do you pray and hope never finds out or harms your family? That's either going to be your greatest friend or your worst enemy. Whose name do you fear?
I mean, I guess to be honest, literally any other city.
We like it here.
Is this North Strike?
Are you
out
asking
of
us a
character, look at
question?
my companions because I have forgotten where we are.
We're in like
We're in Rena, right? No.
We're in Vargas or something?
That's over
Like-
Inc.
Varna.
Varga.
Varga. You goddamn you and your name's tech.
I know. Listen, they're all named after things that are important, okay? They're all fucking references. So you guys were in Burgess. You are now in Varna.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, what does it mean to you if we're not in North Strike?
Then I guess I wonder why I've been kept here for so long. I don't like, is there something you guys want from me? Am I a bargaining chip? I don't think I'm worth, I really think you have the wrong guy. I'm not worth anything.
That's for us to determine.
Well,
Thank you for your time.
what do you think, Sebastian? You got any questions for him? Or any
No.
of them else?
Mm-mm.
Is there a way that we can tell who's ascended? Or, you know?
Not that you know of.
Anything in the book?
The book, so the only thing that it has in the book, it has a system of, let me pull it up.
It's got the business plan, road to success.
There we go.
The diagram of hierarchy.
An org chart.
Yes, but those are only symbols. So basically, when somebody shows you the symbol they have in their book, you know what rank of ascended they are. So the diagram of hierarchy is an org chart for ranks, not
Okay.
actual names.
That's tricky. Because it sounds like these people are just regular.
They sound like Joe
Folks.
Schmoes, and they are certainly
Yeah.
dressed and treated like it. I'm just wondering what the fuck they're here for.
Does anyone want to ask them why they're here?
I mean, I don't think they know why they're here.
That's true.
If I had to take a guess, they're likely here to disrupt a large operation. They have no idea why we're here.
Serving some other purpose, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Like, how do you disrupt the chain of distribution? Well, you kidnap the drivers, then the shit can't get delivered.
Oh, you think Volos would need to do that?
Maybe it's part of the large operation, perhaps.
Well, they don't seem to have much valuable information. Tried to get something out of him, but couldn't get much.
We got one thing.
Which is
He's
what?
from North. He's from North Strike.
Oh yeah, true. And they're not sure why they're here. You think we should just, you know?
No.
Are
Let's
you
not
sure?
play with. Let's
We
not
got-
play with. No. Okay, listen. We don't want to mess with someone else's food. If you catch my drift, I'm not even sure if we're supposed to be in here.
Good point. Yeah, true.
As you guys are saying this, the guy with the leather jacket and the kerchief on the other far side says, if you're killing people from North Strike, I'm not from North Strike.
Oh, where are you from?
I've never even heard of North Strike.
I think Rippy would now he'd like tuck his he would tuck his notepad into his pocket, and then with his greasy fucking hair and his pale complexion, he'd smooth back his slick hair, and then resettling his dusty top hat upon his head, would now enter his ascended form. So his skin would sort of start to, like, you know, pale and collapse in on itself like the fucking Skeksis from Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
And out of some of these cracks in his skin and boils, black ink would start to spill forth, and his eyes would just become those lifeless spheres. And he would look right at the guy and say,
Now, as I was saying, where are you from?
And he just starts screaming and he starts clawing at the wall. He starts yanking the chain so hard that it starts to cut into his arms. And he's just screaming and screaming and trying to break his chains or break his arms, whichever goes first.
I think Rippy goes,
All right, well, think my part's done in here.
and you just turn around and walk out the door. Not even wait for the rest of the party, just leave immediately.
Were they all? Were all the? Sorry, you good?
Yeah, they all start freaking out and pulling on their chains and trying to get away, like hurting themselves, trying to get away.
Oh my God.
Probably not ascended then.
And so Rippy's already left. You guys hear a door open and close in the distance,
Oh shit.
kind of responding to the racket that is happening here.
Oh.
We should probably go.
Time to ticky boo.
Time to ticky boo indeed, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, would follow.
Okay, so you guys leave the room, and you hear another door closer, open and close, kind of coming from down the hall.
Okay.
Like you had to walk past a door to get to this door. The door opening and closing sounds are kind of coming from that door. And then would you guys like to leave by going back through the council chamber?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Yeah, why not?
Are there any exit signs? Yeah.
Basically, there's an exit sign above the doors that lead to the council chambers.
Okay, cool.
You guys want to go through
Yeah,
there?
I think that makes the most sense. Sure.
Okay. You guys go to open the door.
Knock. We knock.
You knock.
Yep.
When you knock, the doors just start sliding sideways. These are swing doors. They swing back and forth. And they
Okay.
just start sliding sideways.
What the fuck?
And on the interior of the doors, you see those weird little rubber bumpers on the inside of elevator doors. And in front of you is the hotel lobby.
What?
The hotel
Neat.
lobby.
It's the hotel lobby that you like when you guys were coming in.
Sure.
You went through this lobby to get to
okay.
the elevator.
Oh.
And then you took the elevator right down. It's like you're just coming out of the top of the elevator.
What the fuck?
That's cool. Weird.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Well,
There's
Sebastian.
something freaky going on here.
Yeah, true. Do you know your way around the financial district?
Hold on. Pulling up. Next skill. Why do I keep losing my mouse? It's driving me nuts. Okay. Now I don't know how this is supposed to work. So, Tech, feel free to guide me here, okay, Daddy?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I'm going to use I know a guy.
Okay.
You know where to find people who know things, or people who know things. When you spout lore, on a miss, you know from where or who to get the information from. The GM will tell you who or where to get. So essentially, I just want to, when we were walking through the city last time, I actually overheard somebody talking about blah, blah, blah. I'm going to essentially see if I can give us a clue.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, roll for it.
Okay.
Or I mean, it is a roll, right?
Yeah, it is. I believe it is a roll. I essentially just want to see if I can give us a crumb trail to go on, because I don't think I would know anybody here yet, but maybe I overheard something.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, having heard something. I think, okay, with a mixed success,
Let's see.
when you guys were kind of coming through the streets as skinless, horrifically burned, nearly mutated outcasts, everyone was kind of getting the hell out of the way of you guys as you guys were coming in. However, as you guys were like at the revolving doors to the entry of this hotel, you do remember one person. Let's see, how would it stand out? It stood out because there was one spot against the wall where you saw someone and heard no talking and no nothing.
Oh.
And you felt a very, very interested gaze as you were passed by. And so you know there's someone out there near the entrance to this hotel who is probably ascended, or at least does not show fear of ascended nor fear of the city's kind of like big boy shield guards kind of thing, who was able to stand kind of in your path, not move out of the way, not have fear, and just observe you. So you know that there is a very interested person or interesting person close to the entrance of the hotel.
Very interesting.
That's handy.
I think, I mean, unless the group can think of anything else to do, I think I'd sort of go to look if we can find this person who seemed to be interested.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I don't think we have any other leads, so that's,
I think this is going to be the safest bet, and we'll be able to suss it out pretty quick.
Yep, yep, absolutely. Okay, so you guys are walking through the main lobby, which has the big chandelier in the center. The floor is kind of like this marble, and then in the marble is this kind of like spiderweb cracks of obsidian that are lined with gold.
Oh.
And at the entrance is just this perpetually revolving glass door. And you guys walk through the revolving door onto the street. And immediately when you step onto the street, all the people who are kind of like milling about on the streets immediately give you a berth.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Like
how do they know to do that?
They just immediately create a little pocket around you.
Is that because we're in our forms?
Nope.
Oh, they just do it.
Sorry,
anyways.
I assume you guys are not in your
correct.
forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So we don't really know why. We just know that they are.
Exactly. You don't know why, but you just know that as you walk out of this building, everyone immediately gives you some space.
Can I roll to see if Rippy can determine whether or not it's because we just came out of this building or whether it's because they can tell something is about us?
Roll plus intelligence.
Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's not that bad, actually. Well, fuck.
Okay, yep, still a mixed success. You definitely get the sense that anything that comes out of this building is worth giving some fucking space to.
Very interesting.
So it's not necessarily that they know what's happening. It's the fact that they know enough that to see this is cause enough to give you some space.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough.
Yep. Okay, and as you guys are kind of standing out here, you know, it's busy. The streets are full of honking horns, and this is not the right music. Where's my this is the one, I think.
Feels very
This one.
Gotham City.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, it's called Rainy Landscapes, so that's
Nice.
a pretty good one. Okay, so you guys are kind of standing out in the city. You know what? Fuck it, it's raining, man. This is this is a rainy fucking landscape.
Let's go.
It is pouring rain, and the rain is
Like acrid.
I was gonna say this would be rain that you would have otherwise disliked. This is some ugly rain.
Okay.
It's not clean water. Like if you hold a hand out, you get a handful of kind of dirty water. Like it's got kind of like chunks in it. And it's off color kind of thing.
Yuck.
Not big chunks. But
Yeah,
it's like you got
like
floaties
silt.
in there, man.
Ew,
This is not clean, clear water. This has got some little floaties in it. And it's a little bit off color, a little semi-brown kind of color kind of thing.
Gross.
This is literally the fucking darkest timeline.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you guys are kind of standing there in the rain as it's pouring down. Everyone's kind of giving you a bit of space. And you know what? I'll have everyone roll plus wisdom. Wisdom's a stat you have, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, but I'm an
everybody roll
investigator,
plus
so every
wisdom.
time I roll anything, I just roll plus guile.
Oh,
nice.
baby.
Holy fuck! No bonuses.
Plus is 0,
Natty
yep.
11.
Fuck yeah.
Tiger, yours was the 9.
That's right.
Okay, perfect.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to roll? Were you saying everybody roll?
Everybody roll.
Okay, yes.
So question real quick, because
Yep.
I have methodical, which is one of my base things.
Yep.
So when you discern reality, you use guile instead of wisdom.
Yep, that would apply here.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever I ask for perception, that's basically because I don't like discern realities. I think it's too powerful of an ability, and perception is a more intuitively understandable kind of concept.
Gotcha.
So I ask for perception, but for all written rules, you can call it concerning that discern realities.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Okay. So Sebastian, there's kind of so many people moving around, and the rain is so loud. You're having a hard time kind of picking anything specific out. The rain is really kind of getting in your eyes, and when it gets in your eyes, you realize just how much this is not fucking water that's raining down. So you're having a hard time kind of seeing. But Tiger, you know, you're seeing some people look at you, and many people avoid eye contact. And then Rippy and Bishop Kane, you guys do notice an individual wearing a, I guess, almost comically bad guy black robe.
He's got
kind of
the
thing.
anime glasses on. Okay, got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The mirrored anime glasses kind of thing. And fuck it, they do. They straight up. They're wearing a black robe with mirrored aviators. Kind of maybe 20 feet away. They're kind of blending into the crowd a little bit.
Oh.
Like they're not given a berth from the crowd. And with all the shadows and moving and everything like that, it's very easy to lose them. They're just standing there. They're not trying to hide, but it's easy to kind of miss them. But they're probably like maybe 30, 40 feet to the right kind of thing along the side of this building.
Interesting.
And that's definitely the person that you would have, like, that was the absence of sound that you noticed when you were being brought in here.
I think Rippy would sort of like, Rippy would, because Rippy had a pretty good roll there. I think Rippy would like narrow his eyes on him and then sort of like gesture not too obviously to the rest of the party and sort of nod his head towards Mr. Anime Glasses.
I'll nod back in acknowledgement. So from Yerby, I'm assuming it's safe to say that we can't just tell if somebody isn't ascended at a glance.
Yeah, it seems like from a glance, if they're not in their ascended form, like Yerby was always a vampire and always dressed like a vampire, and so everybody knew that he was a vampire. But other than that, if you're in your regular just human form, most people will not know.
Gotcha. Okay.
However, like coming out of this building, everybody assumes you're some kind of bad news.
Should we go say hello?
Whatever you think
I mean, yes.
might not be a bad idea. Why
Let's
don't we
do it.
Oi, you twat!
Go over and then say hello.
Oh,
Took the words
okay.
right out of my mouth.
Okay, so you just kind of like wave at the person.
I think so. Yeah,
Or, like,
wave,
and
wave.
shout at them, kind of thing.
Yeah, wave and like sort of like, or actually, no, I wouldn't say wave. I think Rippy would wait until. Is this guy sort of like looking in our direction?
They're kind of like looking at the ground,
Sure,
kind of out in the street,
sure.
so that you're very obviously in their peripheral vision. So they're
Okay.
not looking at you, but you can tell that you're within their field of vision.
I think I'd like for Rippy to sort of walk and look around like he's sort of taking in the sights immediately in front of this building, and then suddenly turn and look directly at the anime glasses dude and tip his hat and see what he does.
Okay, so just to make sure that I got that clear, you're kind of like flowing with the people until you get basically right to them.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna walk by, and then just as you're instead of walking by, you turn to them and tip your hat.
Oh, no. Like Rippy's standing still. He's just sort of looking left and right, like sort of people watching. And then while he's doing this, I want him to suddenly look directly into the eyes through the mirror lenses of the guy and tip his hat.
Okay, so you're not actually getting close to them. You're just like
keeping the distance,
making that contact kind of thing. And
yeah,
then,
showing
and
like I know you're looking at me and what's up.
Yeah. They kind of pull a hood of the robe up.
Okay.
And they kind of give it a shake to get some of the rain off it.
Okay.
And they kind of pull it over their head.
Okay.
You know what? You had such a good perception roll. It looks like they can't see you anymore, but you kind of get a bit of a look. You see a bit of a glint of light off the glasses, and you can tell you are still in their vision.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Well, whoever that is, he's keeping an eye on us, but doesn't want us to know.
I think we should just be straightforward, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or we could just ask him and say hello.
Oh, yeah, not a bad idea.
When they're
You in
debating this, can
town?
I approach them?
That's perfect. I love that visual.
Yeah, you just walk up to this person. They are standing kind of leaning against the building. And even as you approach, they have their hood up now, covering their kind of short. They have dark hair that's kind of cut short. And they're just kind of like looking out into the street. Like they're not, you can't see their eyes, but their glasses don't seem to be pointed at anything in particular. They're just looking out there. You can tell they're just trying to watch whatever they want to watch without anybody knowing what they're watching. Yep. So they're just kind of standing there leaning against the wall.
Hello there.
Hi.
I feel like you're a person that knows things.
That's kind of a crazy thing to say. You don't even know me.
Am I wrong?
I wouldn't go that far.
Good. My name's
Are you a
Bishop.
kind of person who needs to know something?
Yes, indeed.
Well, that's convenient.
Yes, me and my friends are looking to make some moves. But we need somebody that has a little bit more of an insight to the city.
I might know someone like that.
Excellent. My name's Bishop Kane. Let's do some business.
My name is. Let's
Stop
go
looking at
with
chat. Stop looking at
Six.
chat, you piece of shit. Stop looking at chat.
My name is Six.
6. Oh, all right. That's it? You don't have a last name? Not last name isn't 9, is it?
Because of the sex number. Dicks.
Come on,
It's
that
Al.
was good. Your last name is Al?
L.
Oh, L. 6L. Oh, all right. So do you have some place we can talk, perhaps not on the street?
You want to talk about something?
Privately, where no one can peep on us.
All
Not me.
right. I could think of a place, but it'll cost you.
Well,
What's your fee?
Depends on the information. We could come to an agreement later, if that works for you.
It depends on how good the information is.
Oh, the information's good, but the price is not cheap.
All right.
All right. Everybody's willing to pay?
wow, now.
This
You're
is my
making a deal with
negotiator.
him. What do you
This is
mean,
my
all of
negotiator.
you? What are you talking about? You're going to get 4 favors for the price of information for one person? No. He can ask whatever question he wants. You can answer him if you want to. And if you want to make another deal with one of us, then you can do that separately. Isn't it? It's his choice whether or not he wants to tell us, and if he's gonna tell us anyway, we might as well be there when you tell him. Don't waste everybody's time by making it sound like unless we're gonna agree to the deal, it's just gonna be you and him, because as soon as you're done, he's just gonna tell us anyway. Let's skip the middleman.
Roll plus charisma at advantage.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay. Yep. Very strong mixed success. You kind of see an eyebrow raise behind those mirrored aviator glasses. And he says,
Hi.
all right, I'll tell you what. I agree to meet,
Okay.
and he pays.
Okay.
If you all want to act on the information, then you all pay.
How would you know whether or not we was going to act on it?
Yeah,
Because I know you're going to want to act on it. I'm sorry, do you not like money and
Okay.
power?
Would you have
is-
any way to make sure that we did act on it, all of us?
How do you mean?
Well, you said if we end up acting on it, then we have to pay the price. How would you know if all of us ended up acting on it rather than just him?
All right. All right. Fair point. Only he pays.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Lovely.
So what exactly? Actually, hold on. Before I ask, is there any way I can like would Bishop know what the price is he's talking about? I'm assuming it's like a favor down the line, but
Roll plus wisdom.
which is guile, which is an 11.
Okay. So you are able to tell he is haggling for it is a payment that will be payment. Like it's not going to be like a barter system or like a favor system. He is talking about very much an exchange for money.
Money, like monetary. Interesting.
Okay, so he just wants money. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's easy. I thought it was like a Volos thing where it's like, I want your left leg.
Yeah, no, you with that kind of a roll for insight, you are definitely aware that he is talking money. This guy's got dollar bills in his eyeballs behind those mirrored sunglasses.
Gotcha. And we don't have any form of money.
Correct.
It didn't come with a trust fund, the book?
No,
Okay.
not as of yet.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. All right. Fuck, that means we either need to find a way to make money or to be okay with just straight murdering this guy and be like, thanks for the info, bitch.
Rank. Anything goes. Should we go? Can you take us to this private place so that we can learn more about prices and such before we make agreements?
Of course, of course. There's going to be a fee just for meeting, and the fee increases when you get the information you get.
Yeah. How much?
10%.
Of what?
Everything.
Of
The
what
world?
comes from your information?
And everything else going forwards.
That's cute.
Adorable.
If you don't want the information, you don't want the info. I can't make you take the information.
How do you know that we'll actually like the information that you're saving up? What's to say it doesn't help us at all?
Hey, I'm small fee just for meeting. And if you decide to take the information and ask the right questions, it'll be 10%.
What's the
If you
fee
end
for
up going
meeting?
for something, fee for meeting? Oh, I don't know. Maybe just a couple of shares in the company.
For one meeting.
For one meeting?
Just a couple of shares.
Couple of shares? What's the going rate for a share? Hi.
Depends on your business.
All
Oh,
right, baby. First
Wait,
off,
you want us to be your broker?
10%
I
of
want-
everything moving forward is absolutely outrageous. I'll give you
10% maybe.
I'll give you 10%
Eh.
of whatever the initial information is, and then moving forward, I'll give you 5%. But if the information you give us to start right off the bat is wasting my time, you die.
Roll plus charisma at advantage. Okay, a strong mixed success. He kind of turns his head for the first time, and just a little bit of a smile. I can do that. All right.
Does this guy seem legit? Is there any kind of way we can tell?
Yeah, you can roll plus wisdom to get kind of insight on him.
Yeah.
I think
Is
I
that-
want
think
to
that's
get
I
funny.
love him. I love this character. So much. I don't know why, but some part of me is drawn to him. Can't quite put my finger on it.
Okay, with a 10 for insight, you want to know if he's legit, like if he's telling you lies, kind of thing.
Yeah, like does he really have information, or is he just trying to trick us into paying
Oh, okay,
period?
sure. I see what the question is. This guy definitely believes he has very valuable information and is very confident in their ability to do what they're doing. And there's no real, there's nothing deceptive. The thing that basically the question you're asking, it's legit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any? Is this something you do regularly? Do you have references that we can contact to check on your past performance?
References. I mean, half of Varna, I guess.
Sure.
Of
You mean
course,
it's
they'll
easy
all
to say the
deny it.
words? I was
No.
talking over you. What was that?
Nobody wants to admit that they had to have some help starting, but everybody that walks through those doors, they need a hand. I'm the hand.
Has anyone else walking into the building looked at this character and kind of recognized them?
Nobody else has walked into this building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you hanging out here looking for new customers?
I catch people as soon as they come out of that door. I get the freshest customers every time. And let me tell you,
Oh.
there's exactly two kind of clients I get. Those who talk to me, and a lot of them succeed. And those who don't talk to me, and every one of them fails.
Insight.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, yeah, go ahead and roll plus wisdom.
Now, if I could only find where my wisdom score is. There we go.
Okay, yeah. You feel like that very, very last statement that every single person that doesn't talk to him fails? That might be stretching the truth a little bit.
Yeah, I immediately go, bullshit.
And he kind of looks at you and the smile just disappears. It's like,
Ooh.
all right, maybe not every single one, but I will tell you, the vast majority who talk to me succeed.
That
The
I
rest,
believe.
I don't care about.
You know what? I believe that. I believe that more.
I've got information. It's worth twice what he's paying, and the rest of you are getting a free ride. I'm becoming less and less interested in this deal as we go.
Well, you wouldn't respect us if we just took it right off, right?
go on
Business
then.
people.
Would you? Come on. What sort of respectable business people would we be if we didn't at least try to hang on to our hard-earned resources, huh? Come on then. I thought better of you than to think we wouldn't put up some sort of a haggle.
I want to actually try to I want to try to win back some points.
Yeah,
so I'll
yeah.
roll for that.
Yeah, roll plus charisma.
Like basically, like
Ooh.
look.
Oh my god.
Holy fuck! Never mind.
Nice.
Charisma
holy
is
shit.
Rippy's game. This is his fucking thing, is smooth talking.
Isn't it fun being the charisma guy? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice?
Yeah, he kind of pulls his hood down, like he takes his hood off.
Okay.
And he kind of runs his fingers through his hair.
I think as soon
This
as
guy
he
really
does
is a
that,
fucking anime character, isn't he?
Absolutely.
As soon as he does that, I would actually like to use one of my abilities. Okay, so here's what I thought. I wanted to know your opinion on this. So when I pick my race as a charlatan, which they give dwarf, elf, halfling, human, or gnome, I figured maybe you would be okay with it if I just sort of picked the bonus that I wanted, because the one for humans says you can roll cantrips as a wizard. I would rather I would rather not do that. I would rather just take the halfling one, which says you have an honest face. Take +1 when you try to deceive someone that you've just met.
Ooh, absolutely.
So I thought that would just be sort of a cool one for Rippy to have. So I would
fucking love that.
Excellent. Okay, so I would like for Rippy to take off his top hat when this guy pulls down his hood, sort of like mirroring him, like interrogators do. And I want him to have this big, huge rictus smile and to say,
Wow, wow, wow! Look who's a handsome boy!
And like I want to roll again to see if I can do that in a convincing way.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll to try to,
Yeah, I want to roll to schmooze, basically.
Yeah. Like have that not.
Oh wait, no, hold on. I technically get a +1 to that.
Because you're lying?
Because it was my first time meeting him, so I roll charisma +1. So I rolled a +2.
But isn't that to deceive someone that you just met?
You have an honest face. Take +1 when you tried to deceive someone that you just met.
Yeah. So when you're trying to deceive
you're saying
them,
he's ugly.
What's that?
So you're trying to deceive him with saying that he's that he's handsome.
Not necessarily that he's handsome, but like trying to deceive him with being on it. Like just like very clearly, I'm just brown nosing him. Like I'm just trying to suck up. So
gotcha.
the
So it's
role
not
is
necessarily that it's a lie. It's that you haven't even looked. You're just saying it to say it.
Exactly. What
It's
is
like when someone shows you pictures of the baby and you're like, "How beautiful," but you're not looking.
What's the name of Gaston's right-hand man?
Shit.
Oh my god.
Lumiere. I'm just kidding. I just want to pitch you guys off.
Lumiere was also all I could think of too. Yeah.
Damn it.
No,
Whatever.
it's a oh, I know this.
I know. Right?
No one tell me.
There.
Ooh, yeah.
No, wait, I think Vandalis just said it.
LaFau?
Yeah, something like that.
LeFou?
Yeah.
No, it's not LeFou. Is it LeFou?
LeFou, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
LeFou.
Yeah, so sort of like LeFou, Rippy's basically pulling on. No one wears glasses like this guy. No one looks at glasses like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he's doing.
Okay.
What
All
a
right.
handsome fellow!
Yeah, so we'll add the +1 to that
Okay.
then, and tip that over to a
a bare
seven.
success.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think he doesn't even look at you when you say that kind of
Okay,
thing.
sure.
And he
Wait.
says,
Does he actually look good?
"Yes."
Okay.
Oh, interesting. Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. This is he is quite striking.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And he just kind of like turns away from you guys and says like, "All right, this way." And as he kind of turns, you get just the barest glimpse of his eyes behind the glasses. You can't discern much other than as he turned away, his eyes were still looking at you. He did not dismiss you. He was watching you as he turned around. And he starts walking down the street. And as you guys are kind of walking with him and the people keep on shuffling by, and now nobody knows that you came out of that building, you're more and more getting kind of caught up in the churn of people kind of thing. People are bumping into you. People are pressing into you. Some people are kind of getting shoved into you, shoving you kind of thing. And it is an unpleasant walk along this sidewalk. What is the marching order? How are you guys kind of, he's leading the way. Who's right behind him?
I'll be right behind him.
Nice.
Okay. Bishop Kane, why don't you go ahead and roll, let's see, how would you not lose track of someone? What would be the roll to not lose track of them? Is that like
Dexterity or something?
right? Is it dexterity to weave through the crowds? Is it intelligence for being able to keep your eye on them? You know what? Tell me how you're going to keep track of them, and then roll applicable to that. And it's not going to be something like fucking charisma.
Okay, I'm gonna hold his hand.
There we go.
Okay.
That is charisma, actually, now that I think
You
about
go
it.
for the hand and like fucking he has ESPN, his fucking hand just fucking boom, fucking gets the hell out of there.
Okay, I have kind of an interesting one. I don't know if it's a wise idea, which is probably the best of ideas.
Yep.
Can I kind of half transform to the point where I use my lower half snake body to just make me heads above the crowd?
Okay. Now,
Essentially, I'm
Are
turning my torso and my legs like that portion into like just I'm taller. I'm that's the snake body, and I'm just using it to like stand stiffly upwards as I'm slithering
Yeah.
or walking along, whichever way it would be.
now, are you okay if people notice that the bottom half of your body is turned into a snake?
We could group around you if you need.
Yeah, so that's the question that I had. How much does that matter if people see me?
They would probably get the fuck out of the way and create that big zone around you.
I mean, that's kind of what we want, isn't it? Are we trying to be surreptitious here, or are we just trying to walk through a crowd?
We might want to be surreptitious because we're getting information that could be detrimental to other, even ascended people, kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay, in that case, I won't do that. So that's why I wanted to ask. Okay, I won't do that.
We could totally shield you if you want.
Nah, too many points of failure. I will. I have no idea. I'm just gonna try to walk behind him as closely as I can. Like when I was a kid, I used to love weaving through crowds. So
Yeah.
I would think that there's it's because it's kind of like a dance, you know?
Yep. Then that sounds like dexterity to me. Roll plus dexterity.
Okay, but whenever I roll dexterity, I actually roll plus
There we go.
No, Guile is not
hey.
the fucking.
Hey, guess what? This
Yeah.
isn't Galdrick. I have dexterity on this character. What up?
Hey, that's holy shit! You actually have positive dexterity.
Yep.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. With a 9, you're able to kind of weave through the crowds and keep an eye on him. And it's weird. It's like he slithers between them. He's able to kind of navigate through this crowd so quickly. But
I feel so dirty.
yeah, you're able to navigate through the crowds as well, keep an eye on them, and eventually you turn down a side street, you go through a back alley, you walk through a couple more streets, and the people on the sidewalks grow fewer and fewer and fewer until there's only the odd person walking along these streets. At this point, it is early evening. The sun is going down and the street lights are coming on. And you're now in more of kind of a rural area where like residential houses rather than the buildings and shops and glass and pavement of the city center. And he walks up to one of these houses with a white picket fence and white wooden walls. And he kind of turns back to check and make sure that everyone was able to keep up. When he kind of sees you all there, he kind of just nods towards the door of the house and then starts walking towards the door himself. And he gets up to the door and then he turns around and he says, "This is a safe place for all secrets. The individuals you see in here, I would not advise speaking to them or even acknowledging their presence if you can help it."
And sorry, did he say why he doesn't recommend to do that?
Nope. He just
Okay.
said, when you see people in here, don't talk to them and try not to even acknowledge that they exist.
Interesting.
Hopefully they'll do that for us.
And you guys he opens up the door and lets you guys into the house.
Do there appear to be any like traps or scary things we should look out for? Any spells?
Mind control spells.
Go ahead and roll plus wisdom for perception, Tiger. No, all safe.
Looks good. I'm excited to get inside.
Yeah. So yeah, nope. No problems, no troubles, all safe. And you guys follow him in, I assume. After Tiger gives the all clear.
Yep.
And what you see is very much a standard house. Like it is, you enter into a little like landing area where he begins taking his shoes off and kind of indicates that you should all take your shoes off as well. This is a fucking home. And he kind of like lines up his shoes neatly, and then if anyone kind of doesn't put their shoes neatly, he kind of like pushes his feet against your shoes to line them up nicely so everything looks nice and neat at the entryway.
Does he have OCD?
You don't know.
Can I observe him a little longer, like just while we're here, and like I guess hopefully take a roll a little later?
Yeah. Remind me in a little bit after you've observed him in kind of this space.
Okay.
To see if you can kind of glean that information.
Oh, speaking of remind, Bishop, you wanted to do something as soon as we got outside the building?
Oh yeah, that was the I know a guy spell.
Oh, rad. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
But
Holy
I
shit!
didn't
I
want-
totally
I didn't
forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that in front of Voli.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay.
For sure.
Perfect. Okay. And so you guys kind of enter into the house, and you hear a TV playing in the background. I will ask anyone who's interested to roll plus wisdom for a perception check about what else is in the house.
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Great shoes.
That's the most
exactly
important.
right. Jeez. Oh my God,
Wow.
you guys.
Not
5,
great.
6, 7, 8.
Oh, dear.
So not ideal. Okay, so I will say you all hear the TV playing in the background. I guess Bishop and Sebastian, you don't even fucking hear that. You're busy looking at the shoes. Tiger and Rippy, you guys hear the TV, and then you hear like a of like a wooden chair kind of being rocked back and forth kind of sound.
Interesting.
Is your
And
nan home?
do you say that out loud?
Is that your nan?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, he lives. Oh my.
Friendly.
This is not Sebastian. He lives with his mom.
So and when you say that, he turns around and has a finger up to his lips,
Oh.
like shh, and you hear a guttural growling,
Ooh.
and you hear like a smashing sound from the other room.
Okay, so I'd like to say that like when Rippy asks this question and he turns around and goes shh, Rippy's kind of like rolling his eyes like, oh come on, but as soon as we hear the growling, the smash, I think you can hear a little and then Rippy like shuts up immediately. Like he's never shut up so fast in his life.
And Tiger, you hear another voice in the background. You can't make out what it's saying, but you hear something from that other room where the TV is. You hear a voice. And then the growling and the smashing stops. And then 6 kind of like points to the right where there's a staircase that goes up. And he starts going up the stairs, and his socked feet make absolutely no sound. He's not stomping on the stairs or anything like that. He's kind of going up quietly. And after he goes up a couple stairs, he turns around to the rest of you and kind of goes, shh, and continues to go up the stairs quietly. You guys follow?
Yeah, I think Rippy would like stretch out his toes and do the sort of hands on hips, lean to the side and then to the other side like he's preparing for his stealthy walk.
Yep.
And then he'd start like almost cartoonishly tiptoeing, like trying so fucking careful now to be quiet. He never tried so hard in his fucking life to be this quiet.
Yeah, everyone roll stealth check.
Which is plus
stealth check.
dexterity.
Plus dexterity, yep.
Oh, I'm actually pretty good with this. Fuck yeah.
Okay. Holy fuck.
Ha, little do you know that whenever I roll stuff.
Jeez.
Ooh, that +1 saved you. Oh my god. Okay. Everyone passed. So I think Rippy, as you go up, like you make zero sound. There is no indication that you went up these stairs at all.
Okay.
Everyone else rolled 7s. So everyone else just barely passed. You guys kind of step on it. You find the noisy stairs like, and you kind of stop for a second and there's nothing. Yeah, exactly. But eventually you get upstairs with no major issues. And he takes you to a room that it looks like it should just be a bedroom. Like it looks like it's just a bedroom upstairs. He opens the door and it's a big open empty room. There's no furniture in it whatsoever. There's no carpet. There are blinds covering the windows, and there are a set of like stacked plastic chairs against the wall.
Interesting.
And he goes and he starts grabbing the plastic chairs. He starts unstacking them and putting them on the floor here. And then he sits down in one and he kind of gestures for you guys to sit down in the others.
Do you have that much business that you need these chairs?
Well, sometimes we talk for a while, and to be honest, I get tired of standing all day.
Fair enough, fair enough.
So, you had some questions about some private material. Well, welcome to one of the most private places on the planet. You can talk about anything here, and basically no one will hear you except myself and my friend downstairs. And he probably won't hear anything, to be fair. If what we talk about requires his expertise, I'll tell him, but that depends on the information you want to know. I'll clear it before he finds anything out. I'll clear it with you guys. He doesn't find out anything unless you're okay with it.
My only concern with that whole you can use this room to talk about anything is that you're an information dealer.
I am.
Seems like that's a good way to keep your stocks full.
Yeah, how do we know that you're not going to have to pay us royalties for every time you use any of the information we tell you?
Well, if you have any truly valuable information, I'm willing to pay for it. And other than that, you're just going to have to accept the fact that as I learn about you, I'm going to sell your information.
Crap, he's Google.
Unless you'd like to pay me to keep silent, and then it becomes a case of highest bidder.
Wait, do you mean to say that at some point in the future, we could end up in a bid-off to try to purchase our privacy?
That is absolutely correct.
Wow. This fucking sucks.
It's pretty fucking good for me.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Not such a bad deal for him. We're in... Whoa. Oh,
Sorry about that. This chair's really squeaky.
okay. We're in the
Oh, you got-
We're in the wrong
You
line of
can
work.
you can get a different chair if that one's squeaky.
Oh, let me.
What are you doing to that?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Oh,
wow.
That's
Really squeaky.
yeah. You just destroyed the entire chair. The legs are supposed to be on the bottom. What are you doing to that chair?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Listen, I'm all right with this whole bidding war for privacy, but you need to understand one thing.
Yeah.
That's a two-way street.
That's fair.
Unless you're willing to pay for your privacy.
I it's that, you know, I totally get what you're saying, and it's
Yeah.
so brave and noble of you
Yeah.
to
Maybe you should be
attempt.
paying us, eh? What do you think? Team crew, eh? Maybe you should be paying us.
I mean, he's an info dealer, so I'm sure he's thought of something about that particular nuance.
Yeah, I mean, you can try, and some people have, and it doesn't usually work out when you know as many people as I know. It usually ends up going my way.
Yeah.
So
If he's the only game in town, then anyone knows him for info.
yeah, I've got a couple too many pieces on the board to really worry about stuff like that.
Listen, I'm not super concerned about this. I believe this is nothing more than a waste of our time. Tell me what I want to know.
You said you wanted to ask some sensitive questions. I brought you to a safe place. You can ask some sensitive questions. You're already in the depth for the meeting, so you might as well dig a hole deep enough that you find some gold at the bottom.
In for a penny, in for a pound, eh?
Pretty much. What's a pound?
It's a unit of currency. All right. Anyways, and as I'm about to begin asking the questions that we're gonna ask, I out of character ask the group, "What the fuck are we gonna ask?"
Right.
Well, I think basically this seems like a person who definitely would have their finger on the pulse of the sort of like aristocratic
Business.
yeah, like hierarchy, food chain, that he'd be able to say, oh yeah, if you're looking for someone who's been giving Volos problems, look here. Like this guy, when we were told who knows if people know Volos, this fucking guy does. if this guy doesn't know Volos, fucking no one does. Period.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
So I think this character would have information on who is sort of trying to maneuver against Volos and who we could then interfere with to ingratiate ourselves with Volos. So my guess would be like, what can you tell us about people in Varna who like have any sort of association with anti-Volo sentiments, or are trying to, usurp power, or are in arrears in their debts to him, or are being dishonest with their accounting or whatever? That sort of a question. What does everyone else think?
I think
like
that's I like that path for sure. Do we do we want to do we need to avoid Volos's name, or we're okay? I think it's pretty clear.
we're
I think you're
asking
right.
Who as the boss?
Actually,
Yeah.
can I make a perception check? Because I kind of want to MIB this a little bit.
Yeah.
Since this guy's an intel guy, like I'm wondering if the gossip rags are really gossip, that type of thing. Like I want to see if he has anything like that in his room, where he's like trying to grab intel from like, documents or magazines or something like, the Daily Globe, gossip, like the I forgot what they call those magazines that you find that is just like,
I know.
aliens
Tabloids?
found
Tabloids,
found in
Yeah.
tabloids, like stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll plus wisdom to kind of take a look around, or intelligence if that's higher.
Jeez Louise, come on,
Okay.
game.
I know you are having some rough rolls tonight, but that
I'm
is
having rough
technically a
rolls.
success.
I have rough rolls ever since we started this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like literally your first rolls in this arc sucked, and they've been rough ever since, man.
The game
Fucking
knows.
Sebastian's dice knows that he's a failed arcanist.
Yeah, right. Like the moment I switch to lock, watch what happens.
Yeah, right. It fucking exactly, man. Okay. So when you first came into the house, so in this room, there's nothing. Like there is absolutely nothing in here other than the blinds covering the windows. So you can't see anything in here. When you were walking through the house, you did notice like a newspaper, you noticed a fashion magazine, but you didn't notice like stacks of tabloids and stacks of research and stacks of newspapers or anything like that. Nothing that you've seen indicates that he gathers his information from like paperwork, from what you can see, from what you've seen, which hasn't been too extensive.
All right.
Yeah. So he's just sitting there basically saying, what's the question?
Okay,
Go ahead
so
there, Bishop.
Shit. All right. All right. So what do I want? How do I want to word this? How do I want to word this? We're looking to take out two birds with one stone. One, we need to stop making a bit of money, form our own company, or take someone else's over. Number two, we're looking to impress the big boss. Who do you know that's on his shit list and is also in dire need of replacement?
That's a big question. All right, let's see. Someone on his shit list. There's the ones he knows about. Then there's the ones that he doesn't know about. And let me get this straight. Are you trying to join the ones that are problems for him, or are you trying to solve those problems?
Trying to solve those problems.
All right. Well, why not join them?
Join them against Big Boss?
Yeah.
Perhaps temporarily as a means to an end. And that end is to please Big Boss.
So you would pretend to join them so you could turn them over to him?
If it gets me what I want.
And what you want is more. When you say that, he takes off his glasses.
Holy shit, okay.
And he has a big smile on his face.
Oh, fuck.
And he says, now we can talk.
Oh, fuck. Awesome.
So you want more.
Yes.
This is the kind of relationship that I think we can work on. First, like you said, you're going to need money and some sort of power, a position or a company or something like that.
Yes.
Well, I've got the perfect plan. You see, there is a bank owner who I believe could do with replacing. And what better way to show gross incompetence of owning a bank than to have your bank robbed? So I can point you to a bank. I can tell you what time to show up so that he's there to utterly fail to stop you, take the money, he gets fired, and maybe you know someone who can put in a good word for you to take over where he was. That someone's me, by the way. I know how to get you there.
In his place, you mean?
Yeah. You steal the money.
Okay.
He looks bad. He loses his job.
Okay.
Perhaps you aid in the investigation and how to find the money and how to get it back. Oh, you find the money. Looks like you're fantastic. There's a job opening for owning the bank. I pull a string here or there. You now own a bank.
This is some Michael Weston. This is some burn notice, mother.
This is sounding mighty nice.
Now, there's a couple problems. This job is not easy on your end. I can tell you where to go, when to show up, but it's going to be on you to make sure that you're not documented performing this heist.
Okay.
Because if people know who you are, then you can't show up to swoop in at the end.
Right. True enough.
So, I'll tell you the bank and the time. You show up there, then it's on you. You got to make the heist look good. You got to make sure you don't get caught. And then you can hide the money here if you trust me. If you got somewhere else better, you think it's safer, by all means take it there. But after the investigation ensues to find the money, that's when you swoop in.
How will we get placed as part of the investigative team?
Oh, I can help with that. We have a great benefit that there's multiples of you. So some of you could be investigators, others could be replacement bank managers. And then however you want to split up the profits is up to you. Now, tell me that isn't worth 10%.
Now, do you mean 10% of the bank then?
10% of everything going forwards. Come on now.
That wasn't the deal.
I'm just saying, doesn't it sound like it's worth that?
It sounds like it's worth that. Absolutely. It doesn't mean you're getting it.
How about if the plan goes as ticky-boo as you say it will, then we agree to 5%.
All right, so you want to stick to your guns, 10% of the initial take, 5% of everything going forwards.
I'm all right with this.
What is everyone
That
else
sounds
thinking?
good.
Locke? I mean, Sebastian? Who the fuck is Locke?
I don't know, but he's just as quiet as a lock.
What do you say?
I mean, I'm okay with the 5%, but I mean, we're giving him a bank, you know? He could print, well, I mean, not literally print, but, you know, he has his hand in the safe practically, you know?
True.
He's got a point. Are you sure
Yeah.
that you couldn't knock another % off? Or
Yeah, come on now. You're gonna be making money hand over. How about this?
Well,
Hold on.
that
Oh,
was
go ahead.
all right.
No, you
No,
go.
I was just
No,
like,
you go.
that's not the route. Like, I'm not trying to get it a little cheaper, but maybe, you know, a good, you know, like a returning customer program. Maybe if we need some intel, you give us a sample, and if we like it, we get the whole thing, and you know, we'll even pay you for it. You know, something, maybe something like that. You know,
Not a
but
bad idea. Not a
You
bad
want-
idea.
So you give me 10% of the take, 5% going forwards, but you also get a discount on future information.
no. Instead of this little setup, you can give us a sample of the intel, something that we can verify. And if we like what we see, we come back to you and we pay for the whole price for the intel.
Go
it's your
ahead
chance
and-
to show off.
Okay, I was gonna say roll charisma, but I think Tiger kind of alley-ooping that. You can roll plus charisma at advantage because you're selling it pretty hard.
What's my charisma? Not great.
Just roll plus guile.
There we
Be
go.
an investigator and roll plus guile on everything,
Yeah.
and make
Wait.
sure it's your highest stat.
I can't do that, can I?
No.
Shoot. What is the modifier for this? I think it's -1 actually.
Uh-oh.
Like I need to look at the modifier for an 8.
Let's see, on the pinned thing, an 8 is -1. Yep.
All right.
But you get to roll at advantage.
Oh,
Yes.
mamma mia!
Double natty 6s -1.
Finally.
Holy shit. He kind of looks at you and he kind of grimaces a little bit as like you're just kind of, you're really driving a hard deal here. And he says, all right, give you the name of the bank. It's the Holdman's Back Bank.
Sounds good.
If you want to go check it out, then check it out. And if you think it's worth stealing from, then come back. I'll tell you who to talk to and when to show up for the heist.
And in the future is what we also mean that once this deal is done, what do you think about an ongoing sort of deal wherein you give us a tidbit, we go check it out. If it looks good, we come back, we pay a price, you give us the rest of the info, eh?
C6, we want to collaborate.
Is that what you
with
meant there, Sebastian?
Hmm?
Is that what you were going for there,
Yeah,
Sebastian?
basically. Yeah.
Right.
You understand that as a dealer of information, to give any information out for free is kind of against my entire ethos.
Surely
Yes.
someone as smart as you would be able to give just enough information to be interesting without the whole kit and caboodle, or is that out of your capabilities?
Let's see how well you do this job. If you pull this off well, maybe we can do a collaboration, but if you fuck this up, I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sounds, yeah.
Fair enough.
So go check out the Holdman Back Bank and see what you think. And if you think you can knock it over, I'll give you the information on who I think is the weak link.
Seems fair enough to me.
Worth checking out.
Definitely
Alright.
worth checking out.
How long have you been doing this?
A while.
That's not an answer.
I have been brokering deals for newly ascended for, I guess it's been almost 200 years now.
Oh.
Well, well. Are you an
So-
ascended yourself then?
Of course I am.
Well, that's better. Like knowing that.
I would be appalled if you were to talk this candidly to someone who wasn't an ascended.
Obviously.
While I could normally appreciate an attitude like that, I think it's a bit short-sighted. As a purveyor of information, wouldn't you? Don't you think it's best to keep all channels open for possibilities? Or do you allow your pride to get in the way of business?
If a child sets up a lemonade stand and charges $1 for a lemonade, do you go pay $1 for the lemonade?
I convinced the child to give me 50 cents from every sale.
I just take the lemonade.
Oh, shit!
And eat the baby. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, evil shit!
Now, if it's an adult selling lemonade, then you take the 50 cents. I've been treating you as adults. And if they're not ascended, they're children, and I'll just take their lemonade.
Do you really want a glass of lemonade, or do you plan on like selling it yourself?
I kind of really want lemonade now.
Oh, all right. Sounds good.
Okay, well, maybe we'd better be off to look at this bank. Now, look, not gonna get into the details, but maybe there's a chance we're not used to the local customs. If we weren't, anything we should know in general before we go into this bank about what to expect, what to do, not to do?
I saw you come into the city without your skin on and with the Exiles brand on your forehead.
Right.
So I know you're not from around here.
Okay, lovely.
I would say things here are basically like every other city, you know? You being ascended is a card to be played at your discretion. Sometimes it's a good idea, sometimes it's a bad idea. The bank, it's got motion sensors, security cameras, security personnel, vaults, fingerprint scanners, eye scanners. It's got combination locks. It's got distress alarms. It's got everything a bank would have.
What can you tell us anything about who the manager is, or is that information you plan to reveal later?
That's the information that comes about once you agree to pay.
Okay. Lovely. Well, I'm not sure about you chaps, but I feel satisfied enough to go and have a looky-loo at this bank. See what we can
Yes.
find for our Bobby's End here, eh?
Best to verify the basics. I agree.
What cities are you guys from? That accent is
Oh.
not something I've heard, and
That's information that's going to cost you.
I think
he puts on his aviator glasses and has a little smile on his face.
seriously,
Yeah.
high five.
I think
Roll a high five.
I think like, yeah, I personally, I think Rippy would feel pretty satisfied to go and see what we can see at this bank.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
yep. So you guys are able to leave the house. You go down the stairs nice and quiet. You hear the TV on again. You hear that kind of creaking wood of a chair rocking back and forth. And you guys leave the house. And he
Is
gave
there
you some-
on our way out?
Yep.
There's no clear vision into the room where the rocking chair is, right?
No clear line of sight, but I mean, you could always snoop.
We could always snoop. Were there any smells? Any like indicative anything? Yeah.
You know what? Okay. Roll plus wisdom for a perception check.
Okay. There we go.
Oh,
Well,
man.
yeah. Mike, you know what? I got a bit of a
Tell what's in
cold.
that other room, huh?
I just don't know what's in there.
No, all you can smell is the mud and rain on your shoes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, then I'll leave.
I'm gonna
Like a
have
normal
Rippy.
person.
I want Rippy to see if he can peek his head quickly, like in just around the corner of the door.
Okay, now
That
I'm
might
gonna ask
break. You're right.
I'm
You
gonna
do whatever
ask
you want.
Question.
Okay.
When you peek,
Yep.
are you more interested in not being seen
Yep.
or seeing something?
More interested in not being seen.
Okay. Then I will give you a chance to roll stealth. So
Okay.
that's plus dexterity to see if you can be hidden.
Okay.
And then based on how well you roll, I'll tell you kind of like what you see.
Sure. Okay. So dexterity.
Dexterity, yep.
Fuck!
Okay. So what I will say is because you were valuing stealth over seeing something,
Yep.
you kind of like poke your head so fast and so quick. There's no way anything saw you, but you also didn't see anything.
Okay. All right. And I think Rippy will just have a completely blank expression. We'll just keep walking out of the house. Not explaining why he did that and not explaining if he saw anything. He just whoop, and then just keeps going.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, so you guys leave the house. Is this the one? What is this one? Oh, that's like, no, sorry, that's a really, really scary one. We're not going for really, really scary. Where is this it? I need to rename all these songs. Okay, yeah, sure, this is good. You guys walk down the city streets. It is now definitely nighttime. The sky is dark. The street lights light everything up. The rain has calmed down to much more of just kind of like a very light drizzle, just a light sprinkling of rain kind of thing. You walk down the streets. The streets are completely empty now. As you get further into the city itself, the number of cars on the streets has gone way down. The number of people on the sidewalks has gone way down. And you find yourselves walking in this kind of dark, electrically lit metropolitan downtown area. And it's still loud here. It's never quiet.
What sort of sounds? Just like industrial sounds, or
it's like people shouting in the distance. You hear machinery of some sort. Might be construction. It might be cars having trouble starting and stopping. It might be, it's hard to tell, but there's just like machinery going. And the sky is kind of so thick with pollution that it acts to kind of keep all the sound and heat in the city. So it feels very uncomfortably humid all the time here.
Ugh.
And the moon is barely able to poke through the smog, the permanent smog, and it just kind of gives this kind of hellish orange light over everything. And you're walking down the streets and a person bumps into you here or there, or it's just this unpleasant experience. No aspect of this is positive. And you end up walking down a couple streets, down a couple city blocks, and eventually, I mean, honestly, the city's so big, you probably have to take like a bus or something like that. But
sure,
I think the buses are kind of unremarkable. I don't want them to be an aspect of things. I think they're very much like modes of getting around. So you can't walk the distance, but you get on a bus, you transition. I think the buses are just more of the hellscape. They're dirty. They smell like garbage.
Bus drivers just don't say anything. They just open the doors and close them.
Yeah, they open the door, they close them. There's people eating food here, people sleeping. Probably somebody went to the bathroom on the floor. It's just unpleasant. Like, it's just, the whole way is really unpleasant.
God, what a bummer.
Yeah. And eventually you end up stepping off the bus in front of the Holdman Bank. And it is like obsidian stone, giant 6 foot wide solid planks of stone that just make this whole thing like, it's not little tiles, it's like people carved out giant 6 foot by 6 foot slabs of black stone.
Oh my God.
And just laid them on top of each other, and then in big gold letters it says Holdman Back on the front, and it does look like it's, although it looks very, very quiet inside.
On the bus, can we have talked around our plan for getting here, kind of thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Not with specifics or anything, so other people would hear. Okay, then on the bus, I would say when we get there, we probably don't want to be remarkable on any sort of security cameras or anything like that. Maybe we just walk by, not slowing down, maybe on the other side of the street.
So I actually had a thing I wanted to bring up with this exact topic.
Ooh, excellent.
So didn't I think it was Milton. Whose character was it that has like disguise?
Oh, that's me. Yep.
I was thinking, what if we get ourselves a little bit of some leverage? What if you disguise yourself as the guy we just met?
Ooh.
Oh shit.
My initial thought was, okay, we'll rob the bank, but what if you're disguised as him when we rob the bank?
The only issue is we'll have to try to find somewhere to level up first, because I need to level up again before I can unlock that.
Ah, shit. Okay.
Okay, let's go outside. Let's farm.
Yeah, let's farm a couple
Just
low-level
gonna say.
mobs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the
how
town board. I'm
many
going to the
experience
town
points
board.
are civilians?
Yeah, I'll be right behind you on the town board.
Yeah, that was my things. Like if you can disguise, you can essentially do our scouting and literally never be noticed. So,
Yeah, that's a great idea. Unfortunately, I will need to level up again.
gotcha. Okay.
Did we pass on the bus a Halloween costume shop?
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy because it's almost Halloween in the universe.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe they have Halloween here.
That's nice.
It's like almost always Halloween, really.
Is it like is it like Halloween there is like our everyday? It's like, hey, look at this. We're a sane society.
Yeah, they dress up as
Yeah.
yeah.
They dress up as normal things like fucking dentists and preschool teachers.
Yep.
I don't know why, but Little Shop of Horrors is in my head now the moment you said dentist.
But yeah, no, you absolutely drove by a only 8 more days until Halloween costume blowout sale.
Oh my
Should
god.
we
I
get
just
some
realized-
wigs maybe, or
What was that, Vandals?
I just noticed it's 8 days until Halloween. I fucking.
Oh,
Yeah,
crap.
I noticed the same thing too as I was saying. I was like, oh god, that's actually really fucking soon.
should probably get some pumpkins?
Yeah, exactly, and some candy.
Yeah, candy. For me.
That's
Yeah,
right.
oh, absolutely.
So are you planning to buy a costume there? Do you think a costume's gonna fool enough people?
The nice prosthetic nose.
Can you get that at a Halloween shop? That's my concern.
Probably a theater shop would have been better to ask for.
I want
Flippantly.
the
Yeah.
I want the comically like large nose, big mustache, glasses combo. It's like,
Groucho.
Well,
yeah, it's definitely not me, sort of thing. You know.
we
Yeah.
we could honestly have Rippy wear the costume anyways, and he could go for the Hail Mary because I do have high charisma and dexterity, and I have con artist, which means that I can try to talk myself out of trouble with an authority figure, and I can try to convince someone that I am more powerful than I truly am. And all I have to do is roll a 7 or more. I also can use misdirection, and I also can use my halfling bonus, which is the +1 to deceive someone that I just met. So if we had a costume, there's a chance that I could convince whoever came in to be like, what the fuck happened to your bank? There's a chance that I could, a pretty decent chance, because a +3 is a pretty decent roll.
Yeah, really.
So we could try the costume idea. Unless
Maybe
someone has a better
then-
idea.
You're right that maybe then the costume is the during the robbery thing. Like it sounds like. That's
Oh, I
when
see.
You,
I see what you mean. Okay. Were you thinking of costumes just for doing the walk by?
yeah, which is over. I think that's
Oh.
over. Your thing makes more sense to just have it for the actual infiltrating. But yeah, probably just walking by would be no big deal. Maybe
Yeah.
let's look at all the buildings.
I mean, we could even walk by and then rob the place like the next. Like, I mean, we could walk by and look at the place, and then when we talk to what's his cock, we don't have to actually rob the store the next day. We could wait a few days, in which case they'd have no reason to suspect that we were the ones that did anything. If there's like a couple days,
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I
good
mean?
point, yeah.
They would have no reason to go that far back and suspect that we had anything to do with it.
We'll have to do a montage of preparing for the heist anyway, so
True,
that
exactly.
should be good.
That'll be at least a couple days.
Exactly.
So,
Okay,
yeah, I
nice.
By
feel-
then you can level up and we're problem solving.
Yeah.
There we go.
What does everyone else think? I'm fine with walking up without a costume, just max relax, super cash.
Yeah, sure. We're new to town. We're looking to get a bank.
Yeah, bingo.
Set up an account? Okay, so go in and
Get a
actually do
savings
some
account,
banking.
You know what I mean?
Is that what you think? Do you think we should go in and do some banking?
Like maybe like act like we're trying to get a loan to start up a business or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ooh, that's a good idea. So we don't want to open like, oh, we so happen to open a bank at the same place we're investigating for being robbed a week later, you know.
Yeah, that was kind of my concern. Like, so maybe a combination of the two plans. someone in disguise trying to get a loan?
Oh, sure. That's not a bad idea either, honestly.
Yeah, because you're right. We don't want to be
Yeah,
at all traceable back. Okay, what do we got for things that can disguise us? Nothing. I think we'd have to go get something.
Yeah, I think if we're looking for a disguise, we're gonna have to purchase one.
Yeah.
But we have no money.
We're in the
That's
red.
right.
We're in the red ink. We could literally take someone's jacket, scare them the fuck away, and we would have a disguise.
I was gonna say, I mean, I wonder if we showed up in our ascended form, couldn't we just stroll right in and look the entire place up and down, and then come back to do the actual robbery? I mean, I don't even think we should do the robbery. I think we should hire someone to do the robbery for us.
Oh yeah. I don't think.
Yeah.
But we made it very clear, like doing our own dirty work is very bad.
If we walked in as if we walked in our fucking ascended form, I mean, no one will probably say boo to us. We don't have to do anything. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I don't know if you think we should conceal.
Well,
I would recommend concealing, and I would recommend hiring somebody to do the job. So us walking in here showing our faces doesn't matter as long as the people we hire can't be traced back to us. I think that's the important part.
Yeah. The Ascended seemed like kind of like a close net, not close net group. Like everyone knows everyone because there's only so many Ascended. But like, I imagine if some new Ascended, went into a bank, someone's going to know something, like easy peasy, because it's like that is not an everyday occurrence.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
I feel like we would be identified very quickly. So, and also we're kind of in a world where everyone's out looking for themselves, and any means necessary. Someone's word doesn't really mean anything. So, there's always caution here, but this is all we got, right now as a lead. So I'm kind of leaning into like the disguise, hiring someone to do the dirty work for us is like, and the whole getting money thing. That's the issue.
We might, because of that, we might need to do the bank ourselves. Unless we're giving the robbers a portion, I guess, of the thing. Although we want to give it all back for leverage, right?
We could, and I hate to do this, but I feel like this is the direction, or at least a direction that we this might be a direction that people might want to see. What if we conned someone?
In which
I
way?
think that's kind of the gig, yeah. I would assuming we'd have to con the robbers that we're gonna, because we're eventually gonna have to capture them in some way.
I'm planning the beginning of the Dark Knight. Fucking wait until they do the thing we need them to and shoot them in the back of the head.
Right.
Right.
Well, we could con someone that is going to do the robbery, or we could kind of Ponzi scheme something like, and I hate to use this example, but like someone's about to lose their house.
Okay.
And because they can't make the payment, and we come in saying, hey, we'll pay off the rest of your house, something along the lines, but we'll be your landlord, but I'm gonna need like if you're willing to get like a X percentage of the rest of the payoff price, I will cover the rest, and basically it's a long-term investment, because you're going to be a tenant and I'm just going to keep getting money from you. They agree, they go get a loan, give us the money, and none of that's true. We have money and they're fucked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's the ink, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that. So
I hate it here. So
right?
It's pretty bad.
Right.
It's pretty bad.
And so, sorry, the thing that I'm just a little bit confused about, how does that fit into the overarching scheme leading someone down this path?
That path is only to get money for us to fund anything else we need to do.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I completely agree. That's it. That's a great idea.
Well, so what's the plan? What's the goal of this right now? Is to verify the information that the guy gave us, and that's just that there's a bank?
I think so, and that the bank looks worth robbing.
It does look very fancy. That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't need to do too much fact finding at this stage because we're going to get more critical information after this. So maybe we should wait until we have that info to even go in. Unless there's something we need to know before we go further with this mysterious glasses person.
Well, so the only thing that I was thinking when I was saying when I was mentioning the idea of going in our ascended form, Tech, here's a question for you. Do we get the impression, can I roll to see if I get the impression, or do we just sort of, have we accumulated this knowledge from being in the ink for long enough? Do we get the impression that there's likely an Ascended working in there right now? Or is that sort of the thing that wouldn't even be on an Ascendant's, like, it would just be preposterous to think that an Ascended would be working in there right now? They're too high up to be bothered with something like that.
You feel like that will probably be part of the information that 6 will give you.
Okay, because
so the answer is basically maybe, and you don't know.
Okay.
It's not, they could be there or they might not be there. Both are perfectly reasonable in this world, kind of thing.
Okay, the reason I asked is because I would like to like, I think it would be important to go in and do some like Ocean's 11 background, you know, where are the cameras, where are the exits, what are the guards' shifts, get that kind of info. But I can't really see a reason for us to be in there and standing in there long enough to get that kind of information unless we basically went in as Ascended and said, get the fuck out of our way and don't ask questions. But that opens up the question of will that raise the attention of another Ascended who then now we're talking about having too many eyes on us, you know what I mean?
Yep.
What does everyone else think? Like, will it be too suspicious if we go there in our Ascended form, like, hey, don't mind us, just checking the place out, and then the place gets robbed 2 days later and then we're in charge the day after that? Or would people just be like, that's how the red ink works?
Jazz hands.
I would say I definitely feel like going in there in our Ascended form might not be a good idea.
Okay, fair
Because I'm
enough.
assuming we'll have to show our Ascended forms during the investigation so people know we mean business and you better answer us because we're taking this investigation seriously.
Great point. Okay, just cancel my last.
So maybe, is there any place nearby, say a bar with a patio or like a coffee shop with a patio?
Where you can drink and kind of stake it out kind of thing?
We look around, yeah.
Okay, I will say across the street.
It'd be great if it wasn't directly. If I can just ask for everything in the world.
There is a little Sopranos style butcher shop
Gabagool!
right across the street from the bank, and there is one small table with 2 chairs outside of it.
Is it open? Also, I hope that was an okay thing to say. I don't actually know what that means.
I know, right? I have no idea. We hear all these things.
I should Google it.
What thing?
Anyway.
I know, right?
Gabagool.
Oh, gabagool. Yeah, that's just a kind of food. It's an actual kind of food.
Food, isn't it? It's a food.
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
Is it open? Is the place open?
It's nighttime. No, it's not.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll just point it out. We could come back for lunch. Sit there, watch things.
Would you focus on the mission at hand?
I'm just saying, it's probably got good fish sandwiches.
Well, you know where else they've probably got good fish sandwiches?
Where?
In Reading Prison. Just kidding, it probably sucks. Let's not get it down.
Ah, well. I don't want that kind. So.
What is everyone thinking? Well, how's everyone feeling? Should we go in and have a bit?
Walk in and say we're looking for a restroom. I don't give a shit.
Sure, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
How busy does it look inside? Can we tell
Very
from-
dead. Yeah,
very
there's
dead. Okay.
not many people in there at all.
Bishop,
Yeah,
you're dressed sharply.
always.
Perhaps, what if you went and you have those keen eyes. What if you went yourself and kind of told us what you saw, or do we want to all stay together?
I can go in. That's fine.
Well, hold on now.
Can I, here's what I want to do. I would like when we go in there, I would like for Rippy to go up and try to bamboozle whoever looks the most observant, because my starting move, Con Artist, allows me to attempt to sell a useless item. If I roll a 10 plus, I'm successful, and I guess I get +1 moving forward on my next move, taken to deceive the same target. On a 7 to 9, I'm still successful, but the GM gets to tell me what happens outside of that. So basically, can I roll to see like who looks to be the most observant, who would be most carefully tracking our movements when we were in there? Am I able to get any sort of an idea of that?
So basically what I've given you guys was what you got at a glance.
Sure. Okay.
At this point, you'd probably have to kind of like look inside for a while.
Okay. Sure.
To see. So if you wanna like stand outside and look on the inside and see if you can glean who's the easiest prey, you could do that, but you will have to kind of stand outside and watch the tellers for a while.
Okay.
What do you think if I go stand all inconspicuous in front of the bank for a little bit, see who I can see on the inside?
Case it?
Yes, exactly. Case the joint, old chap. Exactly right.
That's a good idea.
Anyone?
Yeah,
have an
if you
objection?
feel, if you've got the sneakiness, you should go for it.
Absolutely.
Try to cover your face a bit if you can.
What was no, never mind. I was gonna go for a certain approach, but I think attracting the less attention to us, the better. I was gonna have him go up and start going. What was Kirby's name in this ink?
Oh, Yerby?
Yeah, Yerby. I was gonna,
Yerby's Hill Old South, get it here!
but I figured maybe we should not be screaming that name. So instead, I want to roll to see how convincingly Rippy can do the Mr. Bean standing there looking at his watch and looking sort of like discombobulated around him, sort of like he's looking for someone to maybe come out of the bank, but he just sort of otherwise looks like a disgruntled businessman, somehow, perturbed by a disruption of his schedule or whatever. So I want to roll to see if I can convincingly
less
do that.
stealth and it's more like acting. It's more like a performance role.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, yeah, that's charisma. That's a charisma roll. So that roll plus charisma to just kind of like,
oh my fucking god, dude. 3
you
and a 1
you
and a
guys have
2 and a 1.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then above that is a 1 and a 2, and above that's a 1 and a 4.
Fuck.
Just above that's a 1 and a 4. Above that's a 1 and a 1. Like, you guys have had the most garbage rolls I've ever seen. Like,
my god,
this ink is shit. Your rolls are shit. Everything is shit.
Yeah,
Can I
man.
roll exactly
Fuck.
what he was going to roll because we had the same exact train of thought because these rolls are so trash?
Holy shit, man. Yeah,
right.
I think you're standing outside and rather than being inconspicuous, you're a little bit weird. Like people kind of kind of walk around you a little bit like, what the fucking.
Now can
Like,
I?
you're not even saying anything and doing things, but like you're just acting very weird.
Yeah.
Like you're actually Mr. Bean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's strange.
And people are like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Can I now roll to see what sort of information I can glean from the inside?
I'm just gonna give you information.
Okay,
I
sure.
think you've suffered enough with being unbelievably conspicuous at the front, kind of thing.
Fuck's sake.
I would say that as you kind of like look inside, you see the tellers seem to be very much all business. Like their faces don't change much, their mouths don't move very much. They don't really even look at the people they're dealing with. They just kind of like turn, punch in numbers on the computer, turn, bust out a roll of coins and count a couple out and count out a couple bills or deal with paperwork. It's very, very monotonous in there.
Okay.
But I will say, maybe one of them cracks a slight smile as a person, as they're dealing with one. I'm going to say that's probably honestly just about all you get.
Interesting.
Is the teller kind of second from the right cracks just a small smile to show like gratitude at one point, and that's like, other than that, they're all fucking robots basically.
Interesting. Okay. And by looking around, am I able to see anyone of obviously greater power than others? Like anyone that appears to be an ascended and is kind of looking over everybody else?
Oh, no. Looking around, you see guards. You see lots of security guards who are very well armed. You're not sure if they're ascended or not. You feel like probably not if they're working security.
Sure.
And no one is like, sitting in a place of power and watching, engaging and stuff like that. You don't see anything like that. You see, you said like, you don't see the top person, but you probably do see like a floor manager.
Okay.
Walking around, just kind of keeping an eye on people.
But there's nothing that gives them away as being ascended. For all I know,
No.
fairly standard.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, in fact, you would assume not. With what you've given about like, with what you've seen about corporate structure, that person is very unlikely to be an ascended.
Okay, got it. Okay. And so in terms of the people that are the most observant, that person that cocked the smile, do they look observant, or that was just sort of a slight break of character, like a slight
that was like a slight break of
deviation?
character.
Gotcha.
Everyone else seems like the guards seem fucking keen as hell.
Oh, okay.
The tellers seem relatively unobservant. Like they're, like I said, they're just kind of like drones. They don't even fucking look at who they're dealing with. So you feel like the tellers are not necessarily observant.
Okay.
The guards are definitely keen-eyed, and then the floor manager, somewhere in between. He's not eagle-eyed, but he's definitely keeping an eye out for people.
Okay.
And you do see like from right here, you can see like 2 security cameras watching the entrance.
Okay.
On the outside of the building, like fucking one of them's looking at you, kind of thing.
Okay.
So you can see that even on the outside, there are multiple security cameras.
Okay. I think Rippy would relay this information to the party.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So, what do you think? It's a pretty tight ship, but if we get the right crew, it could be doable. And let me tell you right now, in terms of impressing the big V-Dog, might not be a bad start. Pretty nice little spot. Wouldn't be bad to be in charge. Bet we could get our Fininges into the financial records of some of Varna's more notorious individuals. Thoughts, Sebastian?
No, I like where you're going with it.
Okay. What does everyone else think? I think it's not a bad idea. I think maybe we should see if we can get some more information as to the precise nature of how this deal will work with what's his tits.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
We don't really need to worry about the 5% going forward. We can kind of pay whatever. We're not here for a long-term
That's exactly it. Who cares? Keep your eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, so I figure so we know what he wants, and not really a problem for us, seeing as how we're not here for long term. By the way, let's make sure we don't tell him that.
Oh, yes.
You know?
Yes.
About the whole end of the... Anyway.
Although it's a pretty good bit of information to trade, we could get something pretty good for it.
I feel like keeping that one close to the chest, as a matter of fact. Don't really feel like selling that for any amount. Feel like maybe that one's safer being an inside thought. So I was thinking, I think this is the right way to go, seeing as if we can do it properly. I wonder, you think Yerby's still alive? Do you think we can tell him this is his last chance to get it right?
Ooh.
Make him lead the charge and show him our ascended form and convince him it was a test and he failed, and now he's got to set it right before he meets his gruesome end, huh?
Well, to be fair, I don't know, we can't do that. I love the idea, but we can't.
Why not?
one, he's in an entirely different city. They are not very close together.
True.
And number two, V-Dog told us that if we impress him, then he'll let us take care of Gerby.
Oh yeah.
If we can't skip to the second part, he might get a bit mad.
Wouldn't it be impressive to him if we use that same twat in our plan to impress him? Imagine we said, "Here, my lord, took over the bank for you. Also, used Yerby to do it, and now you can do with him as you please." You know?
It's not a bad idea. Listen, I'm not against it.
Although, that would also depend on Yerby's ability to coordinate a massive bank heist of a obviously incredibly well-protected monolith of security, and that might be a little bit outside of his wheelhouse. A little bit of a stretch for Yerby. All right, just an idea.
Like it. Should we head back to the information dealer?
Oh yeah, what do you think, everybody?
I would say we first need to get our hands on some money before we go back to him.
Oh, upfront payment he was asking for?
Yeah, we'll likely have to. If we show back, we're like, oh, by the way, he's like, oh, give us some payment. We're like, oh, don't have any money. Sorry about that. He's gonna be like, what the fuck?
The deal that he was making was very largely like
Depending on the
based
success.
like
'Cause there's
when you
percentage,
succeed, then like that's kind of why the price was so high, was because you get to get it for free unless it works, and then you have to pay.
Classic new Ascended deal.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like he can give out some pretty juicy deals, but that's why they're so expensive. Because you already lose 50% of all your profits go to Volos. So you're already operating off half of everything you earn, and he wanted 10%.
Fuck.
So he's super expensive. He's only going to get 5 because you guys negotiated him down. But that's why he's so expensive, is because technically you get the information for free unless it works, and then the payment comes in when you can afford it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was one thing I wanted to wait till we were like out of the area. So just to be clear, I'm not really super concerned with the percentages and things. All of this is a means to an end.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, true
We
enough,
can promise
true
anything
enough.
we need to promise.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fair enough. Okay. Well, I say we go back and make sure we understand the terms of the deal very, very, very clearly. I think it probably goes without saying this is the sort of place where we're going to make sure we check the fine print of any contracts we sign. And once we're satisfied there's nothing in there waiting to sneak and creep on us.
Good thing we know a good lawyer.
Who?
You twat. Okay, yeah. I say we go back, give him the thumbs up, and then we assemble our team.
Everybody's on board with that?
Everybody's on board with that.
I like it.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I think we'll wrap it with this. You guys head back to the house. You knock on the door, and I think as soon as you knock once, the door just like pulls open, and 6 is like, and then you go upstairs. You have this meeting, and if you want to negotiate further prices, but I mean, basically the price has been set. 10% of the take, 5% of everything going forwards. And 6 gives you a couple pieces of important information. He tells you that the teller that you want to talk to for the heist, if you're going to intimidate anyone, coerce anyone, if you're going to have a person, the weak link at the bank is a man named Emmy.
How do you spell
Emmy, EMMY. Emmy is the weakest link. He tells you that if he believes you're humans, he will say yes and agree to everything you say, while also trying to call for backup by using like the panic buttons. He panics easily, but if he's not near a button, he is not confident enough to do anything. He will offer no resistance. He tells you that the leader, the like owner of the bank, is an ascended named Jimbo Jumbo.
I fucking love it. By the way, I'm writing all of this down in the clues for us.
Yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah,
thank you,
hell
dude.
yeah. Yeah, so the owner of the bank is Jimbo Jumbo. And he is the same rank as you guys.
Oh.
Fuck.
And so he says, yeah, you know, he tells you about the security systems. You have the basic layout of the security systems there. You don't have codes and pins and cracks for all of it, but you're aware of all that is there. The cameras, motion sensors, where the keypads are, where the panic buttons are, all that stuff. You're given the generic information of the security standards of the bank, and that if you're going to crack anyone, it's going to be Emmy, and the person you're going to piss off and replace is Jimbo Jumbo.
Okay.
And I think we will